I have with me Anish Giri here. Anish, tournament is done. A nice walk in the morning, feeling relaxed and relieved.
Yeah, well, I have to say today's walk was the toughest. We walked a lot, but actually, finally, today is much warmer day than other days. No, it hasn't been this warm ever
So
throughout the entire stay.
I have not gone out much. I have
You
been
were in the
just,
shadow. I saw you. I saw
just
you sitting with Emil in the shadow.
I was shooting
But
the
you were
interview.
it was outside, but in the shadow
Yeah.
maybe. We walked the usual route, but today, I think it's like 8 degrees warmer than usual Celsius. But I think my app not my chess monitor app, but the weather app. I mean, my app, the one that you can download, right?
You can actually add the weather in chess
Yeah,
mod.
no, Rubik actually good. I love the weather app, but it gave like 18 degrees before, and today 25 degrees Celsius. People who do Celsius, they know what it means. But I think it's underestimating the heat. Like it feels like now it's 35, and when it was 17, it felt like 25. So yeah, it was actually today was actually like it's a very tough walk, to be honest.
But
Yes.
in general, you are doing close to 15 to 20,000 steps every day, right, of the tournament?
Yeah, but we are not making it a
No, not
point.
like for this, but
Sure,
you
sure, sure. No, it
really
just no
walking a
here.
lot.
Yeah, because here the environment is good for it. Like to be fair, when in bike, sometimes we walk a lot, but sometimes the weather is very very bad, and we don't overdo it. So then we walk just a bare minimum. And we also had some events. I went once with Erwin to a match we played abroad where it was the climate was like kind of Mumbai summer type, like this very it was in China like very moist heat, and it was supposed like for me like I come out it's like in a sauna. Yeah, I felt very uncomfortable. So we barely went out. We were just in the gym walking on the treadmill actually. So I don't make it like a big thing to walk necessarily that much, but here it was just really the place was asking for it. So
Brilliant. And Anish, you finished second here. 8.5 points was, I think, a brilliant score. You basically kept the intrigue alive in the tournament because Sindarov was running away with it, and you also got a very good prize money. Like, because for every 1 point you score, there's 10,000 euros. So that's 85,000 plus second place is 45,000. That's
yeah, you remind me of Dutch tax authorities. You're very precise when it comes to counting my my debts.
so 130,000
It's
is
the biggest
actually
prize I've ever won.
wow.
For sure. Yeah. I've had some of my biggest tournaments where okay, if I can say it does not do prize money. So, but I mean, it was a big event, of course, and probably most meaningful win in my career. But it doesn't do prize money. They do like starting fees and so on. So, but I think Grand Swiss was probably my biggest so far.
That was
right?
80, no, that was 100K.
I don't remember. Yeah, something big. Yeah. It
100K,
was
I
very
think.
big. 100 even, yeah. You think?
Because Vidit won 80K when he won. So
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
it
it
was a little
increased
more.
a bit.
Yeah, I don't remember. I
90K.
don't think it was maybe 85, maybe 90. I don't remember. But it was big. And before, and actually the second highest I think was no, one time. Actually, this may be highest now because one time I had a day where I won London shared first in London Classic and shared first in Grand Chess Tour. I think lost the tiebreak, and then I got the prize of London Classic plus the Grand Chess Tour overall prize.
But that's like a lot of days of work. Because you played like many events. No, for Grand Chess Tour.
Yeah, sure. But it was like in London clinched it. So that event was also very big. I think something like 50 plus 50, something like this, or maybe even more. I don't remember. It was very, very good. And also one surprisingly high prize I had was online event, Magnus Invitational. Surprisingly, it was they had the system with minors and majors, and this was like a major for some. And they made some strange system which tournaments were same strength, but some were better priced, and I won likely the better priced one. I think it was like 60,000 euro or something or dollar for just an online event.
Nice.
But it was for me it was epic event. So I've had some fortunate events, but this is probably the biggest so far, even though it's not first place. Kind of unusual, yeah.
I don't think you even keep track, of these things.
No,
The
Dutch tax authorities do.
No, they do, but
they really do. Yeah,
when you-
they do. They really do. They make sure to keep track.
What's the tax rate like in Dutch?
I mean,
50%?
they keep track. I don't know. Again, it's a complicated system, but they keep track of it very well.
But how is the feeling like after the tournament has ended? Is it like another cycle is gone and you couldn't make it to the match, or is it like I'm just happy with the way I played, I gave my best, which is generally your approach to things?
Yeah, I mean, I think as I also said in some other interview before, I think me, but also most players, chess players, they are so focused on the process itself because you develop a habit, I guess, after in general there are like these kind of rules, yeah, for like sportsmen, like that you should focus on the process and blah blah blah. But these rules, many people don't even know them as kids, but you kind of come to them through experience yourself.
So this I don't agree with you. I think there are so many chess players who first focus on the result. Like you can see them on the last day. They are so dejected.
Because
you are an exception.
No. Let me tell you why.
You are an
I
exception.
think you are wrong here. I mean, I think truth is in the middle.
Yeah, somewhere.
But I think you have to acknowledge and realize that they are not dejected because of the result. They're dejected because of the mistakes they've made. They're dejected because of the process that has gone wrong, not because of the. If you ask some person who finished here badly, you can ask him. He will not tell you, "Oh, I'm disappointed I have minus whatever score." He will say, "I'm disappointed I missed this move. I'm disappointed I prepared that thing instead of that thing." And it is the result that you judge.
Interesting.
I think first of all, the result that you judge, the process that you judge, and of course, results obviously comes with it too. But I think I'm feeling good because. The last day has gone well, so you remember usually the last delta of your the way I'm feeling. The final thing is the swing up. The final day was because I already knew before last day that I'm not going to be first, and there were the best that could have happened on the last day is that I win, and that happened. So I feel better than the day before, basically. If I would have won against Bluebaum, for example, and would be in the race, and Sindarov had to lose or draw, and he would win, I would be feeling maybe bad that day, possibly.
Yeah.
Probably I would. Because I remember clearly Candidates 2021 in Moscow. I remember I beat Fabi in a great game, like truly. And I remember I felt not happy that day because I think Nepo won against. I won. There was a 10-cent game that Nepo had, and Nepo beat Wang Hao. And that was a big blow to my chances. And I remember I went to dinner, and I remember I did not feel good. Like, okay, not bad, but I felt the frustration. So it is true that sometimes the result takes over because I should have felt good, right, about my game with Fabi because it was a good game. But indeed, the result takes over. But here, probably I feel good because I already lost chances for the first place for a while, and last day I was happy to win.
And you've spoken a bit about your preparation for this event. You worked really hard for 3 months or so. Or two.
Yeah, well,
2.5.
I think, first of all, I think everybody worked really hard. That's also the thing. Like, that was also, I was a little annoyed with that because, I understood that I'm working very hard, but I also knew that they will also be working very hard. Nobody's stupid.
No one actually took it. I don't think anyone would take it lightly.
It would be so stupid to take it lightly. Like nobody's that stupid. Fortunately. It's like it would be so extremely dumb to have gotten this unique opportunity, unique chance. Most players that were here were lucky to get here, and you have such an opportunity, such a shortcut to, to your dreams and. That it would be incredibly dumb to.
There's no shortcut. This is the only way, no?
Sure, yeah. But I mean, it's there is a long way to go back in the cycle and again and do like the reverse of first become maybe the strongest player. The shortcut is actually if you are, let's say, world number, let's say, I don't know, 10. The shortcut to become world champion, yes, is win these candidates and win the match, and then you have the shortcut. There is a longer road to first maybe become the best player in the world, then go through a few cycles, and eventually manage through some and take a long route to greatness, let's say. This is a shortcut. I see this is some sort of a shortcut for many players here. So everybody, of course, prepared really well. So to say that I did something extraordinary, I mean, I think I did, but everybody else did too. I was not, in that sense, not really special, I think.
Any team members that can be revealed apart from Jan's mates, or this is going to remain because some secrets will remain secret forever, yeah?
Yeah, there are a couple secrets that just are always but this one is not. I mean, some people know some of my team members, I guess, but I don't want to reveal everyone, and I think it's better to keep it it's really better to keep it unknown. It was just a thing before this World Championship matches. You remember before Carlsen Anand, there was this unspoken thing that before the start of the match, they would reveal their team.
Yeah,
it was epic. It was a tradition. And then at some point, Magnus and Vishy did that, and the match against Magnus said that, yeah, I'm here with Peter Leko, and so on. Magnus made some kind of face, like, oh, Peter Leko. And then Magnus, when they gave to my team, and he just said, like, yeah, I'm not going to reveal, I'll reveal after the tournament. And everybody was like, wait, what? Is that possible? And, like, nobody thought of it as, like, it was sort of accepted.
It's been so many years. I just never realized, because as a journalist, I'm so hesitant to ask players about their seconds. I didn't realize there was a point when players would openly reveal
No,
it.
it was only, I think it was a tradition of championship matches.
Yeah.
And they all followed that religiously. And Vishy also, because he played already many matches, he said it. And Magnus suddenly didn't. But actually, he never he doesn't have to. Like, he thought, like, why do I have to? It was not, there's no written rule. It was an unwritten rule. And why is it even a rule? He just said, maybe others want, I don't. So I'm not blaming him for it. And in fact,
he got a psychological edge perhaps by not revealing, right? I mean, just saying.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, he might have also felt bad for him but he's not the type to feel bad generally, I think.
He would be like, okay, this I don't need to reveal.
But I think Vishy was shocked, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Vishy was shocked.
Yeah,
and since then it changed, the culture changed. So there were a few things. For example, not being ashamed of forcing a draw with white. I think Magnus was the first. Like, to do it in a situation where you don't, like, he forced it against Karakin, yeah? On equal score going into tiebreak. To do it so directly, and to play so deterministically, like, focused on the result, with no regard at all for how it looks, I think it was also new. Of course, also pushing small advantages, and not settling for draws. That also, ironically, he did both. He was pushing for advantage, not settling for draw, but at the same time, he also invented this. He accepted and now people that force draws with white. It also came because a lot of chess fans have become chess has grown, right, a bit online, and a lot of the new fans they don't understand the difference between a draw. Sometimes you can have a quick draw. But they're different. Like, you can have that you tried something. Like, let's say Pragg against Hikaru last round. Pragg had a try. Hikaru happened to know it. I do think Pragg, of course, didn't want to take much risk that day, but I do think he was genuinely hoping that Hikaru would not know the try. While there is a game between, let's say, there are some other games where they play certain line that they both know the other knows really well, so they aim for a draw, right? So, and I think an experienced chess fan, a new chess fan, wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Cool. And maybe back in the day, chess was more niche, and the fans back then, they would see, and then they would criticize. Because the current fans, they don't know what to criticize. They also, they write about me, like, you draw this, draw that. They have no clue, like, which draw, what draw, who draw, why draw. I mean, like, they don't know. They just know some draw, whatever. They don't even know what draw means.
Anish, this thing about the online fans, I feel it's really like something deep within you, because I've seen this with Fiona in Tata Steel. You spoke about it. Even yesterday, you spoke about it at the press conference with chess nerd Zach. I think it's something that bothers you a bit, that the online people don't understand chess, the nuances.
It's very much, but not the online people. The whole, of course, I was always not bothers me. I wouldn't say it bothers me. I don't see it as my personal bother. I see it as a very important topic in general, that chess community, but also influential people in chess community, such as organizers, players, should realize, because a lot of stakeholders of chess, so to speak, they are trying to promote the sport. Yeah, you're one of the big ones as well. And there are many ways to do it. And I think you have to realize what is happening. You have to realize what kind of audience you have, what kind of game you have, and somehow I think a lot of people, they don't quite realize what is going on. Like, I'm trying to always understand what is happening and try to, maybe sometimes you promote something to a certain target group, and that's okay, but at least you should realize what you're doing. Yeah, I'm trying to realize that, because I think many people, they don't. Like, for example, they just stream, let's say, and they just see viewership, for example, or they make a video, they see view count. I mean, you can do that. You can do focus on the view count, but I think you should, let's say, and you do that very well, I know, because we spoke before. But I guess as a content creator, you should try to understand what your view count is made of. what break in your head break down these viewers, right? Like not just you are doing that, but I think a lot of people, they don't. In fact, when I hear a lot of chess organizers, they just look at it as a one metric, and it's like viewership is this one thing, and the higher the better. They are not thinking in a broader sense. Like there is even if you're focused on the monetization of it, even within that, or only the business side of it, and you have no soul at all, even within that, there are still things like conversion rate, right? Like certain type of viewers are not going to convert to a paid product. Certain type of so even if you look from that lens, but besides that, you should look from a lens of like bigger, like what are the values you want to promote? How do you want to promote your sport? Like how long term are you thinking?
So what you are essentially saying is that nuance is being lost in chess and in many other things. People are just making it very simplified. Something is getting simplified and you are not very happy with it, when actually it is nuanced.
That is one way to put it, although it is simplified. I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No, but what I mean to say it again, I don't see it as my, because you said that it bothers you. I want to tell you, it is not that at this point, right now, it is not that it is my personal bother that I, let's say, get personal negative comment. This is not what bothers me. What bothers me is, in general, how the chess world is like, how chess world works, and people that have impact on that and influence in the chess world and are part of the chess world. I want them to be more like, I want them to think along, and try to be more aware of what is happening. And try to understand that.
But if they become too careful, it could very likely happen that people no longer are interested in them, and then they lose their relevance. So it's actually a tricky thing, that they change.
No, for sure. And also, like, everybody has different goals. Like, for example, someone could be a CEO of a company, and he has a family, and he has a plan. His maybe son is going to finish university in maybe a year, just hypothetical. And he wants to buy for his son. He wants to move, for a job elsewhere, and he needs to buy $1 million house for his son in a year. That's his priority. And for his timeline, he, for example, then maybe needs his company to go public within a year and sell his share, right? And he will have one angle to this, while maybe I don't need this, and I am there, even just commercially speaking, maybe, but also some people, maybe they want to feel good about what they do. Some people maybe love, let's say, classical chess, and they want to play more of that. And this is their interest. Everybody has their own interest, to the point that some of them are just very much focused on their own little story, which is okay, big for them, is their son and their university and so on. But it has nothing to do with your, they're part of the same chess world, but it's not really your story, right? So everybody has their own incentives as well. So there's that, but I don't even know why we talk about this. Sagar.
Yeah, I think basically you are losing interest in perhaps explaining deeper nuances of chess currently to the online audience. That's what I get the sense, that you no longer are interested like what you were perhaps earlier. You really liked showing little things, and now you're like, oh, leave it. It's like, I mean, no one's going, I'll get comments which are like, anyway, people want to, is it somewhere I thought that?
Yeah, well, I maybe, but yeah, the thing is that also, a lot of viewers that are watching our content, or like even this session where we talk about games, they are actually really interested in those games, and it could be that it's really like there are like 50 people who really enjoyed that you did that, and it's really nice that you did that. But the viewership is 20,000, so 19,550 people. This whole thing was lost on them, but it was, and you see the comments of mostly them, right? And the whole thing is kind of lost on you, but actually you feel it was a waste, but actually it wasn't a waste, because these 50 people did benefit. So there is also that of course, sometimes I'm being too cynical about this too, I understand. But that's why what I really want to do is, I think you should share right things to the appropriate medium, right, as well. So let's say, you should be, you should do classical music concert, maybe not on a beach, but in an orchestra, in an opera house. Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, I don't want the wrong place talk about things and go deep into some nuances. But in general, I'm really interested in the games, and I think and also sometimes I see like there were some really what I find a little bit pity, is that the voice of people that really appreciate chess is not heard, and they stopped raising it as well. I don't see any comments anymore about like they're being drowned with the loud people who are very superficial about chess. They follow it like another sport, just the results, and I don't see anymore. Maybe I'm not looking for it. Maybe algorithm doesn't show me, but I don't see any more discussion about. Sometimes there is an epic game, and even in this event there were some epic games, epic moves. And before, those would be discussed on Twitter, and they would be very small, all these posts, but they would be the only posts. And now the more obvious thing is being discussed.
Emotions.
Yeah, the results. I mean,
emotions and results.
But emotions come from results. Yeah. Emotions is of course, but the actual chess content, it is as if it's almost less now than before. I think these people didn't go, but you can't hear them anymore. They don't comment anymore because maybe they comment, but you don't read. You don't have. They're not being pushed, but you don't see the discussion. Before, the discourse was much more like elitist. They use the word elitism to make it sound negative, but it was. There would be magazines, right? Like the New Chess magazine. ChessBase would have a video. ChessBase had also the. ChessBase India had a video that ChessBase also had news page, right? And it would be everybody would go in depth, and there would be some comments about this related to this, to that game, to this game, to this letter sent. It would be a very small world, but it would be by people, the world of people that are following chess closely. And while these people are still there, they are no longer central in the chess world. What is central in the chess world is people that have this lots of likes, and it's all. And because social media also goes. Social media has gone really wrong recently. Also, this is also a big reason.
Yeah, I think this was.
You
have always said that this is something that's impacting.
It was going to happen more and more, and now social media reached a point where there's just no. It's just fully rage bait based and drama based, and you can't have a discussion. Like back in the day, like we had at least like some world championship matches or candidates. You would have people tweeting, grandmasters would tweet about this game, that game, and I remember at some point Erwin would join. Like Erwin would not tweet; he would only join the world championship matches. He would be tweeting lines that are possible.
Yeah,
remember this?
I know. Erwin would do it sometimes. Surya Ganguly would do it. I remember this time. Yes. It was very interesting.
But it's as if now they still watch Erwin and Surya, right?
Yeah.
But they feel like
they don't feel there's a space
because they feel foreign in this world, which was once theirs.
Right.
Because it's now dominated by other people who know how to rage bait. They wait for drama because this is their moment to get all the likes. And these accounts and like, I mean, you don't know. I don't know. They are like some of them are maybe bots, but I don't even think they're bots. Maybe just humans. But it's just they're going for engagement, which I understand. It's engagement. I understand how it's generated, of course. But it's who else than me, right? Please, preaching to the choir. Amruta is like Jesus. This guy is talking about engagement.
Because somewhere it could feel that you like this part of engagement, and people are just commenting and liking. Because you do it often on Twitter.
He's being himself only.
Yeah, no, but
no, I'm not sure.
No, because you do those things, and then
but you can also do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But then should be space for the others too. There should be like something like chessx.com instead of x.com, where actually there are just posts like, because there's probably community of people that's actually interested about the games,
which is what I think Take is trying now to get this social media of chess.
Yeah. So what they're trying is something in between. They're trying to breach the thing is a lot of chess projects, they're focusing on the masses, and because at some point
but not Chess Monitor.
Chess Monitor not, but then at some point I think there's this common notion. I think Daniel Rensch told it to me first, but it's like very common notion that chess is a pyramid. Chess world is a pyramid, and the stronger you are, the more you are at the top, the less people are there. So if you're trying to sell a product, mistake, of course, is to think you should aim at lower level, because actually the people that are ready to pay are higher up. The lower level people who have shallow interest in chess don't want to pay.
Right.
They have enough at a free video as well. So in fact, if you want to make chess business, not sure, you should aim there. Big mistake that many people try to make. So you should maybe aim somewhere in the middle, because you don't want to sell to just 3 top players because they will pay you, you know, €1,000 and you have €2,000. That's not a business model. But you should aim somewhere in the middle where you are still.
You should aim at somewhere middle where if a top guy starts using it, then the middle people are like, wow, that person is using it. You know that,
Yes,
and then there is a people.
That's let's say that
there's no disconnect.
Yeah, sure.
Something like that.
Yeah. There's no. Yes, and there is also a big thing, of course, when it comes to chess business and that is an interesting point. You have, and then I noticed also with a lot of my work that I did, which is remarkable. You have a big group of people that don't need your product actually, but buy it, and you have a big group of people that actually needs your product and does not buy it, which is remarkable. There is a lot of my courses. A lot of people that really should buy my courses, like I generally for them, like I don't care, yeah, I get I don't know, €20 more or less, I don't care, but they should buy my course and they choose not to buy it. While a lot of people, my course is lost on them, but they like chess, they want to buy it.
I think there has to be a feature called donate for a course, because then what will happen is the guy who needs it will get it, but the person who is paying it will pay for it. So then. So it's not.
No, it's not a money thing. I don't think it's a money thing. I think they could I was not speaking about people who can't afford it. Those also exist. I was speaking about people who choose not to buy.
Why?
Yeah, just when they need greedy. It. You know, a lot of my colleagues, they're crazy. Like a lot of fellow players, yeah, top players. Actually, funny thing, a lot of top players that haven't bought my courses. They're insane. Like, bro, like, it's. I mean, I don't care, yeah? That like I'll make 10 sales now, top 10, please buy. But you know, like top players, like it's nothing for them. They are spending like this on of course, this $30, like nothing, yeah, on a lunch but they don't want to buy courses, yeah? It's so dumb. It's crazy. I mean, I'm not promoting the course now to top players. It's not for business. I'm just genuinely puzzled.
I understand, because for them, maybe buying it is like saying, "Oh, now I have to sit with what Anish is recommending for our." It's more like
but they're gonna spend 2 days preparing, looking at me and.
Although, if you remember, like when you played Prague in round 1.
Nice segue. Okay.
No, but it's a great segue to this, because when he played, by the way, this line. Let me just get Prague here on the screen. Yeah. So when he played the Grand Prix, at that point, you said, "Oh, I've given it in my course," and Prague instantly said, "You gave this line."
Yeah. No,
Prague, so he saw it.
He saw it. Yeah. He's one of the people, and then immediately paid off. Yeah. No, but also just to finish on that talk we had, I think it's I might not be very good at conveying my thoughts as well. And there are a lot of mixed thoughts also. They're different. It's all mixed into one. So I'm not sure I did a good job at explaining myself. But on the whole, I think just the idea of like thinking about these things is important. And that's what I want to leave.
But I definitely feel this part where people talking about chess moves, positions has become less. Like, for example, Norway Chess 2025. People will remember the bang, but they may not remember the position on the board. Where actually Gukesh won with his king and so on. So the thing is, now what is sticking in the head are the emotions, the smiles, the laughter. But those moves, which actually, if you said Rook E3 by Alekhine against Reti, that is there. But now for this event, will there be a move that will stick?
Yes. So, and you know, the thing is not, and because it is all perpetuated, so it doesn't stick. The views are not as good as with the table banging, and the people that could promote in positions to promote the moves will not, because it is less good for their views, right? So there is a whole perpetual cycle that everybody is pushing it to be more and more about these things. And what I also am so like often hearing, there's so many people who are like all chess fans, and they're like, oh, you know, back in the day there were all these great games, and they bring all these examples up, you know, Kasparov, Ivanchuk, blah, this, whatever, yeah, Kasparov, Topalov, Anand, whatever, Kramnik, all these epic games that we remember, and now what? It's all the same. Not even this tournament alone.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, like I saw my own games that were some really nice and a lot of fascinating moments that were really interesting, but nobody accentuates on them. Nobody talks about them. I mean, you take it absolutely for granted, you know. I'm not even like nobody, because most of the people that are talking about it, they don't even they don't realize these moves. They don't realize. So of course, if you're never going to talk about any of those moves or look at them, then you will not remember them. Also, it's of course kind of normal, and it's kind of perpetuates this way. But it's just a phenomenon that is there. But I think a little bit of pushback and a little bit of appreciation, and making the chess fans that are there for just the chess, making them feel heard, appreciated, giving them a platform to engage with them, and just validate them and tell them, okay, there is this just growing in the other direction, but we really are, we like that you are there, you are, please continue that, and we give more to you now as well, because if chess grows, it should grow in that direction too, I think.
Nice.
So I think that's
in that sense, perhaps the one who did a lot of effort in this tournament is Vidit, through his recaps.
Yes.
Because he was trying to go deep.
Yeah.
If you looked at his recap, I don't know if you found time.
I saw.
He was trying to nuance, like...
The thing is, he can't do it different. He is too strong a player to... like, if you are a strong player, you can't not say certain things. Like, even if the audience doesn't understand you, but you can't not say it. So, but yeah, again... I'm sure 99% of his viewers, everything was lost on them. They just they wanted to see, if he has a nice haircut, what is his background, if he has a blue shirt on the background or not, these kind of things. It's,
Whew, wow. Okay. Time to go back to round one. Feels like almost a month ago or two that you played this game.
Crazy. Honestly, I was thinking, sometimes I think back to when did I play this game against Prague, because of my memory marker, and I'm like, that was ages ago. I think I had maybe did I have 3 kids back then also? I don't know. It's wild.
And this game, I don't know, the thing is, Prague playing this, and what is very interesting is this was the only win of Prague in the tournament. He did not win anything after that. While, the first game, it felt like...
Trusted by Amruta the whole time.
and you won after that 4 games, and you went up. So
I'll tell you what I thought after that, before and during and after that round in terms of result. I thought that you need to win winning the first game does not guarantee a good tournament. But let me say it like this: winning the first game does not guarantee that you will win the tournament, but losing the first game pretty much guarantees that you will not. This is what I felt.
That you won't get a good tournament.
Not good tournament, but you will not win the tournament.
Really? You already felt it?
Yeah. I thought... I didn't give up, of course. Obviously not. But I thought, objectively speaking, losing the first game is very, very, very bad for the chance of the candidates. While winning the first game doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. Because... And that's to do with the fact that you're going such an uphill battle. You have to do so many great things to win, and a few small missteps and you cannot win. So it's because your chance of winning is not 50%, it's like 10%. So then it's just unfair. The distribution is not fair. So he won that game, and I understood that, okay, he has a long way to go. Right. But I'm probably busted.
For you in this game, what I really admired is the fact that even though Prague played this very rare line, you had your prep here. And you remembered it, in fact, even till far, far away in the line. Till actually this point, you knew it.
Although, I'm not sure. Let's say, if I know for sure that this is going to come today, I'm not sure I would choose to do this.
Maybe there are more clear ways.
Yeah. So, in that sense, I would say the opening didn't go well in this game. It didn't go terribly, but it didn't go well.
What does this have to say about preparation at top level? That sometimes on the day when you are going to play tomorrow, do you have more nuance, really pointed prep than, let's say, 2 months ago or 10 months ago when you are in a camp and preparing? You could look at line and say, okay, maybe this is fine because the tournament is far away.
Yeah, there is that, but there's also the thing that often when you prepare let's say a period before, let's say months before, you will know that you will not recall the details. So you prepare accordingly sometimes. While if you prepared the same day or day before, okay, normally you will recall those details that you just
so you
summed
go
up.
deep.
You can choose different lines, for example, sometimes. Or but yeah, I mean, in general, my preparation is obviously quite confusing. If you look, it's often very hard to say when I'm out of book. It's very hard to say, both from my time spending and from the moves I make, because yeah, this is kind of how I also wanted to do it. But I think just the way this game went, we can sort of say that it didn't work out too well, the opening. He got a nice position. Yeah, he got a nice position. He also mentioned, by the way, that there is a similar position without inclusion of a6, a4. That was in my course. That's what he said. So you could do it like, instead of this, you could go here, and then a4, a6 is not going to come, yeah? So it's the same position as this one. Apart from now, there is the inclusion of a4, a6. And that, in this position, if you imagine pawns to be here and here, in fact, it's very most relevant here.
It helps you, yeah, check.
Then knight b6. And this is a small weakness. And the a4 pawn is kind of nicely yeah, it's just nice, they're controlling the square a bit more. So inclusion is good for white. It doesn't change things too much, but it's still not losing here. You see, it's still converts as equal, but it's a bit more favorable for white.
One thing which actually surprised me here was this moment when actually you played the move rook h f8. This is one moment when you can actually do take and rook e8, which is quite natural. But even more so at this moment when you chose rook f8. For me, this was like, and then in the post-game conference, you and Prag both agreed that having the rooks on the board is important for you. This actually, I still don't understand.
Yeah, it is interesting. I was quite interesting what has caused this mistake. I think there were multiple factors. First of all, one is I did not fully understand the position, but it was not just that. Another is my general mindset for this game. My general plan for the tournament. It also influenced these kind of things. But we were both, I mean, I was definitely wrong. And I think sometimes what happens to Prague is probably often you believe your opponent. So he thought if I chose that, he justified my reasoning. And then press conference, he understood my reasoning, but I'm not sure he understood that it was good. In fact, yeah, trading rooks, it was the best here. First of all, it was not obvious immediately to me. It is obvious after, but that bishop on c3 is better than on f6, not immediately obvious. Because, okay, it is, I mean, but then you realize, okay, bishop should be on d2, covering the square. On f6, it's not protected. I think I played this very quickly in less than a minute because I spent so much time also before all these moves. This move took me 8 minutes. This move took me 20 minutes, it seems. This move, couple more, yeah. And now I thought it's time to accelerate. And I thought, what can be more natural than rook f8? And I didn't know exactly what he wants, where he wants to put the bishop here, or he wants to take, or what's going on. I didn't know. So I just thought this is natural. The thing is that I thought this pawn is weak, and the g file is open. And I thought that my pawn structure is worse. So if I trade and go into endgame, I will have a weak pawn and I'll be just worse. And my only asset is the open g file for the attack on his king, potentially. So I thought I need to keep the rook for that. This was my reasoning. Plus influenced by my general plan. I wanted probably to play more actively or whatever. There are a few things I didn't realize. Now, first of all, I didn't realize that it's very hard to exploit the g file. I don't have, this knight doesn't have an outpost, and nor can it jump anywhere. So because I never got an out, basically here, the problem is I don't have if I would have knight e5 somehow, and then queen g4, rook g8, I'll have my attack. Let's say he would go something here, I'll go knight e5, take, knight, take. Let's say he would make a stupid move like, but even already you see it's already zeros. And if I would get somehow my rook to g file, just in theory, and it's like my move, okay, it's already -4 because we have 3, right? So there is a scenario of this g file attack, I mean, in a dream world, but knight e5 never coming. The G8 square is protected. How am I even going to regroup? And here I realized at some point, okay, if he just makes any move, it's very hard for me to exploit this G file. And the other thing that I maybe didn't fully realize is that, yeah, in fact, this endgame, I think that white is on the good side of equal. I really think that white is maybe a little bit better. Because nowadays computer are often hard to say, it gives zeros. But actually, the stronger the computer, the more hard it is to give evaluation. Because I think white is a bit better here. But what I didn't realize is is that I can hold it out like this. Often when I put a knight on g6, like even let's say we get this position. If I put a knight on here, even if we trade queens, like let's say you can trade queens. Okay, now I have a very good version, but let's say like a little better version for white. Yeah, even if we get such an endgame, this creates some sort of a fortress. And even though this pawn is weak, he can't come near it. And this is some sort of a fortress type thing. Like here, I put everything on light squares, and probably it's just a draw. So yeah, I misjudged the G file and misjudged my defensive resources here. Although, I mean, I wouldn't think it's lost. I just didn't want. I just misjudged. It was just wrong judgment. Yeah. And actually here, he by the way could play even stronger. He could. This was one inaccuracy he did. But after that, he played really well. It's not even inaccuracy. It's just a matter of taste. It's actually, he played really well.
He played really well, and there was this one tactical error that happened in the game, which was, I think.
Yeah, but I must say, by the way, so like first of all.
No, I mean there are.
Yeah, Rook e4 is very, very deep move. Like,
really? Oh, exactly. Rook e1 I felt is like, of course, natural. And then Rook e4, you also appreciated this move.
Yes, because I no longer knew what, like, it is a very, very tricky move. Because normally you go here, then I knew I was going to go here, here, here. And now it's on him to make a move. And I didn't see what move he's going to... What copy says Rook e1? Copy once maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure I saw Rook f1. Maybe King E. Well, I didn't see here how he would win. I didn't see here how he would win, and I was kind of looking at this whole thing. I was already ready for this, and then he went here.
So
and
provoking d5, yeah.
Yes, because now in the same position, it's a little different now with Rook on e4. It's a bit more touching the pawn, and there were sometimes you can go with maybe g3, and it was just different. So he can take. Actually, I think he can take. Play h4. Yes. This I think the difference. Yes, I think this is the difference because I think that here I was also thinking about take and h4 and knight g6. Yes, h5 and back. Yes, I saw this and knight g4. Yes, so I saw this line. This is what I saw, and then here I realized if I do the same, he has this g4, king g2, and he has this rook here, yeah, which is different. And somehow, but the downside of rook e4 is that I get d5. But d5, d4. Now, actually, my knight is much less stable now. And also, he put a rook on e2 and bishop already went to e1, so he gains some half tempo. So it was actually very nasty, practically, because you don't have engine eval during the game. Yeah, during the game, like you have certain things you want and calculate. And it does a move that what you wanted doesn't work anymore. And that's basically like what chess can be also about, right? It's not always about...
e5 square is basically what Pragg was wanting to take away
so like
from
now
him.
I thought he will never go rook e4 because I thought I can do n95 and d5 d4 and he will not allow, but he actually did. And suddenly he took me out of my setup that I had in mind. So that was a kind of good try. And then later, okay, rook e4 I saw, that was a very important move because he has to get out of the... f3 thing, which is from afar amazed, but then I saw you guys rook e4, and now at knight g4, by the way, I was very impressed. Like I thought they were not good moves what he did, and then later I saw it's the first line, so h3, c3, and h4. Like this whole sequence, I find it extremely difficult because I thought I'm going to e3 anyway, and I expected c3 or b4. I thought h3 only helps me go there. Actually, I have threatening knight h2, which is why he went probably h3. Then after knight d3, c3, I could take here. By the way, it was nasty because he has a brilliant idea here is to go g4. This is the whole point. Suddenly he disrupts me with this g4. So so I thought I'm very smart. Knight d4. I was sure he'd go move like c4, and he went here just h4, allowing me to take and rook h5, knight g5, knight h4, yeah, and knight e6. Suddenly it's good for him. Like
96 is really like, I mean,
I found the whole sequence to be far from obvious.
he played like an engine here.
And yes, and not only the sequences, like it was first line of engine. Like maybe I don't know, maybe if to him it's maybe if I would be playing white I would find it, but I didn't expect any. Each of these moves were a surprise for me, and I thought they were not good during the game. I thought like, okay, I have now very good drawing chances. I will make a draw easily, and suddenly I realized that knight h4 not so easy. And then I thought, okay, I have knight f6. I missed. I thought rook e6 rook g5. I didn't realize the line continues, and I think I expected rook c4, and it's also not so easy. I was going to do like, I was thinking about this, and I remember all kinds of things. Maybe b6. Also, I was thinking about a5. Yeah, it's also bad. But I was thinking about these things. I had very little time. I have to make a few moves. So it's, yeah. Now computer says still I could defend with some b6 or b5, but he really pushed me like to get to here from
kind of understand your psychology at that point.
Also, to be fair, by the way, it is also not so easy to not shouldn't be taken. Okay, if nowadays top players do this, yeah, but it's not so easy from a position which looks like just slightly better for white to then allow knight h7, which is somewhat trapped. To be fair, it is somewhat trapped.
To mess it up, like it's made the game chaotic.
Yeah, and I mean it introduces some illusion of risk for white, which is completely unnecessary here. So, okay, while I did expect this, I'm not saying that it is something insane and impressive from someone like Pragg, but it is still showing he was in good form. And yeah, the sequence was great. And then, yeah, I blundered. I just blundered v6 that it works. And here, yeah, he was. I was worried that he would. I was hoping he would maybe not realize it, but yeah, these rook endgames.
He just finished it very
when
well.
The c pawn is very important. That is c on c5. That's very bad.
You get the b6 square.
Like you get like the king is exposed. So for example, if you have pawn on c7, pawn on b6, and king on b7, and you go rook h2, this stuff you kind of can draw. But as soon as the pawn is on c5, I had the same with Mamedzharov. As soon as the pawn is on c5, your king has no shelter, and it can be sort of cut off. Like
nice.
King can never, like it cannot hide. Like if your pawn is on c6, it can come out like this, and now it's cut off eternally. So this usually it's an f pawn. Now it's c pawn. This rook endgame is absolutely dead because this pawn is here. Had it been lower, it would be okay.
Wow.
So yeah, but he of course realized that he's a great player, and then actually this endgame is completely hopeless. Yeah.
Amazing. We move to the second game here. This one was with Fabi, and in fact, with Fabi, I felt like he came with a very interesting opening idea against you, with this knight d7, g3, d takes c4, bishop g2, rook b8.
Yeah.
But you seem to be prepared, it seems.
Yeah, I was able to predict Fabiano in this game. I was very very fortunate. I had a lot of time to think about what he can do, and it was one of the things I've predicted. You know, it was there is an old line here. The Bidet had some games with a6, but there is also this move b6, and I saw that the computer says it's not very good for black. But I saw a game in by Levon.
Yes, again Matlakov, December 25. Yeah. I just saw. Yeah.
Did you understand why he did it?
I think to attack the pawn.
Yeah. Do you think he's crazy? No? He never does know how to play chess. It's plus 1.2.
No, I don't know why.
What did you think? Like, why did you play this?
I think to knight c4 he must have bishop a6 in his mind.
Yeah, but it's stupid, right? I can play anything. Knight a3. It's plus 1. Do you think Levon is a bad chess player?
No, absolutely not.
So, what would you think? Because I know these guys. So I immediately realized, hang on a second, something is up here. What is going on here? Why is queen f6? So I'm leaving a bit my compy here. I see a5, knight c4, bishop a6, queen b3. Hang on a second, queen f6. 3.3. I'm like, oh, somebody mixed up a little bit. No, he just mixed up his prep. He played it here, but here it's ridiculous. It was here, and now it's actually good. But yeah, I prepared this little knight a3 move. No, there's no queen f6 anymore.
That's a nice
And
point.
we have to play more connect. Yeah, he knew this check. It's important to give a check because if you take
Maybe you shouldn't have taken the c4 pawn, right? Immediately, you should have played queen c2 or something here. Maybe that was the way, or not.
yes, Sagar. Next year for next candidates, you'll be in my team. We'll check the alternatives. But for now, my team only check knight c4. No, for sure. Yeah, no, there are many options. Yeah, it's interesting. But I prepared this knight a3. It's nice. I mean, if black gives the bishop like this, I go b3, bishop b2. So Fabi had to know that bishop before check and then take. And before it looks like I'm a bit better. I was a bit better actually. He should have taken here.
Felt better, but he equalized quite.
No, I was. I also mixed up something here because I went knight b5. I could have gone d5. We both thought that he has takes and knight d4. But actually, after take knight b5, I thought like, okay, it's probably a draw. But actually, it's very, very bad for black because this pawn is just falling. Pawn is falling, and so after d5, he actually maybe has to go e5, and this is okay. This is a very interesting position for white. Also, I could go maybe knight c2, but I thought knight is maybe bad here. He will go like queen e7, rook d8, very active. But I should have tried this, yeah, because what I did, I thought maybe like can press a little bit here, but because there is some scenario, let's say, where let's say
it looks better for white, but I mean,
let's say in a scenario like this, it's all draw, of course, but you know, in this scenario, I'll take the rook. Yeah, so he can't because bishop e8. So in scenario like this, he can't move the rook because bishop e8. And maybe I can advance here somehow. Maybe sometimes I have some idea to try to sack some exchange with some rook a6 somewhere. So I thought maybe I'm a little bit better, but actually there's nothing at all, and this rook d8 immediately finishes because any rook trade is good for him. And if this, then of course, yeah, he will just win this pawn. Like, yeah, he goes here and he can go here and then just collect the pawn or collect the bishop. It's just nothing. Yeah.
Nice.
So it was a draw. I should maybe if I was inaccurate. Yeah. PG because the prep gave me something, a small advantage with d5, but
at least a fighting position. Yeah. So
well, it's a nice one also against Fabiano, like slightly better position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then moving to the third round, you were playing against Hikaru Nakamura, and this time you got a very nice position. I thought, like, if there was someone who was pushing, it was just black. But
yeah, it's because he's playing sort of like a reversed. He's playing colors reversed, right? Sicilian colors reversed. But then you have to be very careful because it looks like I have more space. Yeah. So there's illusion that black is better here almost. Yeah.
But it's not.
Not really. I think white has sort of a fine Sicilian. It's just equal. But it's illusion that black is better.
But there was no chance for you.
There was one moment. Yeah, no, there was here. I thought that he's fishing for a move repetition. And I was going to go here. And I was going to play for a win here with rook c6. I thought that giving up this bishop, taking this bishop is good for me. Like, it's a good change. And I thought I'll be in time to bring this knight around to d4. If I were to bring this knight to d4, I'll be fine. Because I saw this knight e8 idea, d6 knight b5 knight c4, and I got a bit tempted. But upon closer inspection, I realized that I'm not in time. If I go knight b5, e5 hangs. There's also bishop e2 first, yeah, bishop e4. But e5 hangs, and if I go rook e8, then he goes rook b1, and I don't have time for knight b5. So I'm not in time to reroute my knight. And if I don't do it via e8, but if I try a longer route, like let's say I try to go via d7, by the time I go through here, he has bishop h3, and by the time I go through there, maybe he has maybe he can attack this pawn, or queen e3, or maybe even b5, I don't know. He doesn't like b5, actually, interestingly. Yeah, interesting, because it's maybe long-term commitment. But it's not obvious why this is better for... yeah, it is. Yeah, this would be weak, actually. There's there's some concrete issue. It's still not so obvious to me, but anyway, yeah. The easier maybe to go knight b8, maybe like some queen e3, and I can't because he will take here. So I think it's just I just misjudged. Instead of knight d4, I should have gone rook c6 first, and then maybe try to reroute this knight, or it's not much because he always has this h4 bishop h3 ideas. But I'm playing with white pieces. Yeah, I have a bit more space. It's like if you imagine some Sicilian with the knight coming to d5, like slightly better for me. But I was a bit slow also. And 35 minutes here. Okay, it's not easy to make something of it. But maybe I should have focused on rook 6 first. I was just hoping for queen d1, and then also the psychological effect of playing for a win would be bigger on him. So I was really hoping he will try to repeat, and then I would.
But he took and played rook c4 b4. He played well.
I didn't. That was good.
Going to the next round, this was, I think, a key break. You actually came to the studio here, if we can call this a studio. But the win against Andrei Esipenko would kind of make you feel like, okay, now you are in this tournament.
Yeah, it was very nice
important
to get back before first race day.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very, very, very good.
And in fact, this game, we've analyzed this before. It was really well done, and it also shows your level of prep. I think just he playing some sideline and you knowing.
This my team did
good job.
Yeah.
So do you have any anything with your team which, like, where you can say like they didn't do a good job or something like this? Because like, I think Hikaru said it went really viral. Right. he was like, oh, they didn't see castles. Okay.
So after that incident, my team started putting castles in every single position. It became but I have I made a few. Generally, I think I was very okay. I thought a lot about how to do things, and I have a lot of experience. So I was thinking I will try to do everything optimally, and of course I didn't manage to do it optimally. I made a few misjudgments and few mistakes. Some of them were more easy to see in hindsight. Some of them were almost impossible to tell. But I made a few misjudgments. But I think my team basically compensated for all of them.
Wow.
They worked so hard that I didn't have to pay the price for my misjudgments. They basically I made mistakes and they fixed it for me.
You mean mistakes over the board?
No,
just
board.
in general.
I made some slightly wrong decision here and there. Like, that later I could pay price for potentially, but they fixed it for me. By compensating. Like, imagine, for example, you have 2 days, yeah.
And you go for
and on one of the 2 days, I tell them to check something stupid.
Exactly.
But the guy works so hard on day 2
that he checked the stupid and also the good one.
But he checks the good one as if he checked it for 2 days. You understand? So they compensated for my mistakes. So I suffered nothing from the misjudgment that I made. I could have had for sure. And the way we worked was extremely good. We had multiple layers of checking that nothing goes wrong. Of course, my team, I also we basically try to make sure that nothing goes wrong, because you can always make a mistake, but we try to basically fix each other's and double check everything in the right way without losing time. So I think it worked really well.
Did you also do this time zone thing where the seconds will stay awake when you are when you are sleeping?
Poor guys, they did stay awake while I was sleeping, but not because of the time zone. It was no, they they worked way too again. As I said, like, they worked way too hard to compensate. And the thing is that I know from my own experience working in a second, usually your person you work for is not going to tell you stay up at night 5 hours a day. He doesn't say that. He says, please do this. But the task is so hard that the only way to complete it, is to stay up for 5 hours. So while he doesn't tell it to you directly, you end up doing it because of the. So I suspect that the things I was asking was just too much, but it was just done.
Wow.
It was just done anyway. And that's incredible. Of course, there were a few slips. Like, my game with Prague went wrong because of my own mistakes. I made mistakes there in the prep that it ended up to that point. Maybe very slightly here and there. Again, the mistakes of my team that we got to see, I think that didn't happen. But of course, there were a few moments where I caught them myself. There were a few moments that one of them caught mistake over the other. And maybe I'm sure there are mistakes that just are there, but we didn't get to see them. But nothing extraordinary. But of course, yeah, it's interesting. It's a very important part of it, but everybody does it, and it's not what wins you the tournament. Essentially, at the end of the day, you saw it. Okay,
Yeah.
Sindarov, he had good team, good prep, but it's not enough. You have to do everything. Yeah, it's essential. It's like the first round that you have to win. You need the good prep, but it's not enough.
Going to after the rest day, you were facing Wei Yi, and this one was you were playing with the white pieces.
Yeah, so that's it. Unfortunately, I had a few games here, and in general, I have a few such games. So there's a tendency that I have that I sometimes okay. So by the way, is new move.
For you, was it new? Because this is like incredible. There is, I mean, you are in the one of the best well-known positions of Catalan, and there's one game in the database.
It's insane. And you know why? I'll tell you why. So here, this is like hundreds of games. But the point is that whenever you go bishop, usually when you go bishop d7, you do so with the intention to go bishop c6. So most people skip over this moment as bishop d7, pre-move bishop c6. But he didn't skip, and this idea is fight bishop 6. I think I gave it to him. In one of the games we played, this motif was a thing, and I think he realized that he can check it here also.
Nice. But is it a good move? Because I mean, maybe deep engines would give it equal,
even basic engine gives 0.3.
Yeah,
so it's probably good enough.
Move.
Yeah, it's decent. I mean, also if it was very bad, it would be not worth deviating from the main line. Which main line is not so bad. Yeah, so it's not so bad, of course. But again, this game, like some of the others I had, I have a small edge.
You could press more, right?
Which is very nice. Yeah, no, probably, but it's
knight 3. You played actually.
No, I played all these engine moves and then they became nothing. I'm playing for small advantage, and sometimes I get to win the game like this, and sometimes
here it didn't happen, right? In some of even there's a Bluebaum game, the first Bluebaum game, where I thought you will break because this is your kind of position, but here it didn't.
No. Well, I mean, against Prague, sort of, it was something like this that I did win, but it didn't. That's the thing, like. Sometimes it doesn't happen because it's not just depends on you. You have, first of all, when you play for such small advantages, you have to be absolutely lethal. You can't make a single slip, and you need your opponent to slightly cooperate too, one or the other. Basically, if you're lethal, you can beat anyone, but you have to be lethal enough that the opponent somehow it's very, very thin, these things, and sometimes I win them. And sometimes I don't. And if I don't win them a few times in a row, it starts to look really bad. Sometimes I win them a few times. Like Grand Swiss, I beat Jordan and Hans, both top players, win positions like that. And it was good enough. And now it's not. And it's just difficult.
You actually built a reputation for yourself on this. I feel like even when top players are commentating or any top player speaks, they are like, okay, Anish has a small edge. He loves it. He is enjoying himself.
Yes.
This is something. It's become a brand now.
Yes.
Amazing. But
you have to think how to monetize it through Chess Monitor.
It's very easy. You just say how to take advantage of small edges.
People will buy it, I think.
Yeah, because it's a brand now.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard one of your interviews was like, if there are secrets, there's no value of secrets until you don't sell them.
So my relationship with what is the relationship between? No, he said, what is the relationship between the secrets and the sales? So the relationship is that I sell my secrets. Anish Giri here selling his secrets. Back to you. It's this was again. It is of course highly unfortunate after a win against such a monumental win against Esipenko. I couldn't win neither of my white games against Wei Yi or against Bluebaum. To be fair, credit goes to them. They both played like so defensive and so sad and so passive. Okay, and the best case scenario came out for them. They made the draw.
Here I was like, okay, this is definitely you have only one plan before. Somehow you will get it, but you were like trying and trying, but you couldn't get it.
Yeah, it's I think Matthias. What is funny? That we transpose into his prep on move 50. That this is his prep.
No way.
Yeah, he started blitzing. No, this is his prep. He started blitzing here. We transposed back in his
This is the
prep.
most insane story.
This is sick. No, so here at some point he was looking up. He's like, he went to 5, and continued blitzing. No, but the thing is that I know that also.
Did he tell you?
No, I also know this position.
You know it.
Yeah, it's a theoretical position. But usually you get it to move like 25, but now it was on move 50. How sick can you be? How insane your prep can be that you transpose into the prep on move 50. No, but it's because such positions
This never, I think this is first one of its kind.
Yeah,
story.
It's remarkable. Even Amruta is like, oh my god. Let's see this.
Amruta got up.
Some new opening ideas for you. For bullet matching and Same. Very efficient. And his prep is 94, 96, 96, 94. No, here, sorry. Here, exclamation marking h6. The file says 94 question mark allows knight takes h5. Don't blunder the h5 one. Everything analyzed in German laboratory.
No, but this 50th move thing is not a joke, yes?
No,
that's serious.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah. No, this question mark because it's a joke. So I just
no. He actually knew this position. Yeah. No, but I also knew it actually. And the thing is, that I forgot. I had prep here and I forgot it. No, I honestly, it's not a joke. I forgot my prep. I have prep here. No, I was improvising. I forgot. I couldn't do anything. No, there is some. I had a plan here, but I
there
forgot.
is one plan to play
before.
before.
I forgot. I forgot the plan. My move 84, I couldn't remember my prep, and after the draw,
and then you checked your files and you could play for a bit.
He told me, and I was like, oh yeah, that was my prep. No, he told me during the game. He said like, I was like, yeah. I was like, wasn't there? And then he told me like, yeah, you can do this. I was like, yeah, that was my prep.
Okay, guys, try to find how to win in this position.
No, you can't win because he prepared it. You can try.
You can.
Yeah, you can try.
It's basically. Oh, but you're smart because if you would have remembered it and even tried, he was ready for it.
Yeah, now all within the viewers know this. Millions of people know it. Maybe somebody who doesn't watch the video.
But if you don't remember, does it make you feel uncomfortable? Oh my god, this is like now a plain simple.
I thought that actually that it was a little different position, the one that I looked at, because I couldn't make it work. Yeah, to be fair, it was. Okay, I'm not gonna reveal my prep because it's move 84, but it's my prep. Yeah, you would be ashamed not to get another such game like this, right? You wanna see it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Somewhere it should happen.
It was slightly different than what I prepared. Back in the day, slightly different, and that difference confused me. But actually, it is a little different. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was thinking that I have interesting. I was hopeful about this. Actually, Daniel Dubov met me after the game. He made the epic remark here. He
Maybe
he asked me what happened. He asked me what happened in the game. I said draw. And then he asked me, he said, but why? And I was like, I mean, why draw now? Not before, not after. Why now? It is a good question. Like, why here? Like, why don't I try for 50 moves more? Or why did I? But it is true, yeah. At some point, honestly, the reason was that at some point I looked at the clock. I was like, I can't sacrifice my entire tournament because of Matthias and his passion. Yeah. I mean, with all due respect, just because he loves this, I love it too. I mean, but we gotta keep rolling. We gotta keep going. I have to play other games. I have to eat. My second probably starving. I would love to go do this forever. I really would love to. And had we gotten this position after an hour, which is normal, I would have done it for another 5. But you got here after 5 hours. So then at some point, you just have to call. You've had fun, but now with your kids, you are outside, you are on playground, but you get to sleep. At some point, you have to call today. Guys, you're having great fun. I understand, but it's time to sleep. It's enough.
Yeah. There is a chapter to this story. I can feel it. It'll come soon. It's not over. It's not over.
This is to be continued. This position is to be continued.
It's an adjourned position.
Yeah, no, I'm going back now. I'll spend a few days on this, and I'll come back stronger. Grand Chess Tour every day. This position, I'm ready to play.
And the best thing would be Anish versus Matthias again.
Yeah, but the thing is, Matthias is the best defender of this probably. I think other guys are not as deep.
Oh, and then we had this very important game with the leader of the tournament, and somehow I had the photo with him.
So does YouTube accept such long uploads? Does this really? Is it like?
No, of course they will be more than happy.
They is YouTuber people are.
I'm sure people also. But the thing is, we have not spoken as much like
No, we
right
didn't
until
even
now.
discuss anything important and already. You can cut maybe, sir. Yeah, like remove just no nonsense. Make shorts. Like Agadmator. He likes his shorts, right?
No, he doesn't like it.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, Javokhir Sindarov versus yourself.
But I think some Nejmeddinov game could be good for a short, right?
I also
Queen
think
takes f6, yeah.
yeah.
Trash it.
But maybe it takes time to explain more than a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're black. Yeah, this one. Okay, we did all from white, but oh, this was such an epic defense by you, because I thought you are in big trouble.
No, but like, I was so tired of Matthias' game that I did not realize here that my rook can
Rook
capture the
d5.
pawn.
Yeah,
I did not see the rook can capture.
because this is such a big mistake. Knight b7 attacks the rook, and it otherwise doesn't.
No, but I know this line, so I was convinced that this is my prep. What I did, I just forgot. I thought this is the line, and then afterwards when he said that you could take with rook on d5, I was like, okay, wait, can I flip the board?
Yes.
I was like, wait, can rook? I was like, oh yeah, wait, the rook can take, because rook goes like forward, right? So I realized, wait, the rook can go from d8 to d5. True. I didn't realize during the game it can do it. I just didn't see it. I played, in 3 seconds. You see, 53, 50, 3 seconds. I did not realize I can take with the rook. It just maybe because rook was now here, couldn't, and then I don't know, like just nuts. And then he took, and I'm like thinking here, like,
And then he
I
was
was like,
playing so well.
because I remember bishop b8 to k9, and I was like, like I don't recall this, and I'm like, why don't I recall this? Yeah, odd. Let me think. And I'm looking. I calculate, and I don't see like a clean draw, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, like, what am I going crazy or what? Like, I remember this, and I don't remember this. So I was like, what's happening? Yeah, it was.
And if he went bishop a6 here, you would have a tough time.
No. This is I figured out during the game actually. While I was thinking for so long, this is also draw. I figured it out. Rook d8 important.
Yeah.
Now before a5 looks important, but it's very important. I have rook e d8.
Yeah.
a4, rook d6. In time to do this, and if he goes b5,
Why not a5?
No, I can move bishop a5, bishop f2, yeah, and
or
bishop a5, bishop takes a5 also.
Okay.
So he has to go b5, and if he moves the bishop, I will go a5, and this is okay. So rook d8, rook d6 I found during the game. That's important, and here it should be okay because he can't push a5. I'll put the bishop here, and so it's okay. Engine on depth drops it. It says it's fine. It's holding. I mean, black is a bit better, of course, still, but this is holding, and this is also a little better, but not so much.
Yeah, this I think he was in the studio here. He said like this Anish will hold, but one decision of yours which was shocking to everyone was this move, knight takes d3. Was it something? But now that I look at it, maybe it's not so bad because he's threatening knight c5.
Yeah, okay. So originally, of course, I understood. Yeah, like if there is one thing, like so I started thinking mostly this position. Yeah, it's here I spent 15 minutes. So this is a critical position. So I understood. Okay, one thing, like what I do not want is to trade knights, because both the knights are fighting for this epic d4 square, and now I can undermine it.
Yeah.
And if I trade it, I can never undermine the knight. So I thought I should never trade the knights. Yeah. I was not sure. Do I want to trade the rook or not? It was very hard because when you have, let's say, a rook endgame, double rooks are very good at stopping a pawn. So I was really not sure, should I trade rooks or not? And I was thinking long about it. I was at some point about to make this move, but then I again changed my mind. I thought, okay, he has easy play. He will come with the king. Then he'll go here. It will be easier to push the pawn than if I have two rooks. So then I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. And not to trade the knight, I specifically placed it on e5,
so
where
that
it is
when
protected.
he takes, you take with the
Exactly. So I decided I'm going to do this maximum activity. I was thinking maybe I put a bishop here. Then I realized that I No, here it's this. I don't know if I blundered it. No, so yeah, I was not sure. Yeah. So then I thought maybe I can go here. This was my plan. And then I realized this is a bit nasty, actually, first of all. Some 95, knight f6. Like, it's a bit nasty because, you know, it's close to draw, but it might be not draw. It's a bit nasty. I also realized you can just move the knight. And then, okay, I'll put the bishop here to protect from knight f5. Okay, I'll put it here for now. And here, I started thinking, and I realized, okay, he wants knight c5. He maybe somewhere wants this kind of business. And I also realized that actually, this would really simplify my life a lot. And all I need is bring my king here. And actually, what can he do? And especially because the way the kingside pawns already are, I can push a5, trade it. I'll then push this, trade it. And then for this pawn, I can even give a bishop or an exchange. So I was thinking, okay, actually, now that this is coming, plus there is this plan of trading, and these pawns are going to trade as well with the king on d6. Actually, it's a good moment to actually just do it, you know, and make it draw. So I took king f7. I thought maybe he can play rook c5. Maybe no need to give this. So I went here to meet rook c5 with rook d6. Then he went here. And then I realized, no, I saw this. I saw rook h2, king e7, rook h7, king d6, rook f7, bishop e6.
Rook f6, king e5, yeah?
No, king, yeah, bishop e6, rook f6, king e5, rook e6, rook e6, knight e6, king e6, that this is holding. I also thought maybe this is even easier.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I was not sure. Yeah, I was choosing between this or I was choosing between this. I thought I will just go for this rook and even hold it. And then I realized, oh, he got rook c5. And now I realize if I go rook d6, my problem is
you don't get the square for your king.
yes, and he can go here because if he goes here directly, I have rook b7, right? So I realized rook c5 is highly annoying. I'm not in time to do this. This is rook c7. So I was highly annoyed. And now I can't do what I wanted. Then I realized, okay, rook d5, I should draw with bishop b6. So I went here. And then he went here. And now if king e7, then rook d5, right? Yeah, so I can't do my king. I understood if I go back to protect this, then okay, it's tricky. He can take the pawn or he can go around. Also, sometimes there are these scenarios where, like, let's say he can take here. And then he can even, like, let's say, yeah, I can't take because of this. And also there's this idea, some checkmate ideas. I saw some kind of checkmate idea, even like without the knight. Sometimes he sacrifices a knight and checkmates me. Like rook h8, rook h7, here, like rook here, here, and mate. Yes, there were some lines of calculating where he can give a knight and mate me. So it's very annoying. And suddenly, yeah, no, then I found this. That's rook d6. I realized I'm still okay because if he goes here, I go here, he goes here, I go here. I'm just in time. Yes, here it's close to, yeah, these positions were like close to me, but it's not mate. And then I realized that, oh wait, he's gonna go king f2, defend the knight with the king. And I was like, okay, wait. And that's when I realized, yeah, that I'm in big trouble here, practically. Because, yeah, he's managed to twist me with all these moves. He's twisted me around, and I can't force it how I wanted. I can't get the king to d6. I can't trade the rook. Like, he sort of technically twisted. And for now, I defended I didn't have much time, so I just defended from invasion. He went somewhere. I realized, okay, he wants to come in here. Then I went here, here, and with time control, okay, this is already very desperate. I realized that, okay, the worst case scenario that I thought of sacking the exchange on b3, it's time to do it. Like, I have to do it now. And yeah, it was already very desperate. But it was the last time to, basically it was good here to realize, like, let's say I make one more passive move and it's GG just. This is complete GG. So I knew always when I traded the knight that the worst case scenario is that I can sometimes sack it. That's the worst case. I can sack it. And now I realize, okay, it's time to pull the plug and sack it. And actually he could do some nasty things here. First of all, I was most worried about rook b2. Stopping from this exchange sack.
And then swing.
And king d3, king c3, and then go back. But there is some kind of just in time bishop a4 sack and this
no way.
Just in time.
Wow.
The engine best try is to go here, and the engine is kind of cool. It wants to keep the rooks on, and it doesn't want to take this pawn. Also, it plays without taking the pawn. Well, I think if I get my bishop to f7, probably draw, because I can protect from invasion with bishop g6 or bishop 7, but very tricky with two rook on the board. In the game, I was very lucky because he didn't realize I could get the, I could trade rooks by force, and actually the without rooks is dead. Yeah, here I have this chance. Epic.
Very nice.
Beautiful study.
It's a
Like,
very nice.
yeah, I missed it. Beautiful. Yeah, it was annoying.
But I think a very nice instructive.
Yeah, I
draw
knew.
for
I basically
everyone.
was aiming for this, and he could get it.
You
anyways.
knew it? You knew, or you
No,
figured
I
on the
didn't know.
board?
No, I figured out on the board.
Wow.
Of course. I mean, of course I know many similar positions. I've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
many similar games already. So I had the game with Fabi, like God knows when, Mike and Zay, like when the first time I had it against Fabi, it shocked me. He went for something like this with black, and I thought like, oh, I'm gonna beat him now, and he made easy draw. So already I had all this experience. So I know that it can be sometimes lost. I lost to Wei Yi. It can be lost. For example, if you have, how was it again? So if you have f4 g3 against f5 g6 and my bishop on f6, then that's how I lost Wei Yi. This is losing. So it's different there. At some point he comes there with king to e6. I don't know if we can set up. Can we set up position? Maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
Where is the setup? What later?
Yeah. Just
Yeah. So let's say it's not always draw. Yeah. Let's say you're trying to do the same. Like, okay, my defense. Yeah, the defense that I
this
did,
should be losing, no? Because king gets e6 square.
but it
Ah,
had
but
it
then
also.
you can,
Look,
true. Yeah. King could come to d6.
he got the
Correct.
square.
Correct.
That's not the point. The king gets the square. Oh wait, sorry. I have to do the moving thing. Yeah, moving thing. So I go here.
Or can you
Now
do okay? Then
No,
make,
but it's okay.
because people can't see.
Sorry. Where is okay? That's board. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. Yes. So the key is that now when this happens, this is completely winning. This winning, right? The difference is that here,
Yeah.
when this whole thing happens,
Yeah.
my king is coming to this pawn, attacking it, and here it's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, because the pawn, if it was here, then it's a draw on h4. It's on f4.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. So these FG pawns, exactly. That would be the right comparison.
Yeah.
So I tricked you by, it's not the same. Like I have switched up the pawns. Like it is kind of, because FG here, it is also FG.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. So it's kind of not easy. Like it's not that like this is always draw or this is always win. Like, and I was on the already both sides. I had this one I had with Wei Yi with I was white, something like this. I had something like this with Wei Yi. There I thought it was draw from afar because I saw that she can come to e6 and do nothing more, and then she went back rook d7, rook g7, g5, and won. And I was like, respect.
Amazing.
So yeah. No, Ifan was
But
good.
you are the one who actually stopped Javokhir final. I mean, he drew one, but he was on a roll.
No, it was actually
and everyone
vibe
was
was such that I was defending the mankind. Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, bro, you hero! Finally, if anyone is AG." And then Fabio was like, "Oh, congratulations, well done." And I was like, "Yeah, finally, my skills, finally I could apply it to something good for the mankind, right? Finally, because always people are like laughing at this, that." And now they were finally like, yes, when the hero you need. Suddenly they call me like, AG, we need you, bro.
Yeah, I got a lot of messages.
Yeah, of course.
That Javokhir couldn't break through here.
No, of course. They suddenly called me up. They were like, suddenly they need me, Before they were bullying me, and now they're suddenly like, hey, AG, please come, we need your help. There is this guy here, you need to draw one game. Okay, bro, I got you, don't worry. I'm coming. Don't worry, bro. I can do it for you. But no more jokes, yeah, okay? They're like, yeah, the next day again jokes. I'm like, okay, bro, come on, it's agreed, yeah? No, it was funny. Also, the game was like, so, like, it was You know, it wasn't just a
No,
draw.
you made it very exciting.
Yeah, it was not just a draw. It was like monumental defense. So it's funny.
Yeah, this win with Prague was insane. And actually, this move, I think credit goes to A4 being a very nice move. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, credit goes to you for playing it. But A4 was also a
stole the
nice
show.
move. But it's
A4
a,
stole the show. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah. Again, we was a big teamwork. So
great one.
yeah.
I actually, when I saw it,
this was
it
not my.
felt
This
like,
was not. This particular thing was not. Let's say a product of my
I think
most
it has
prominent
been
team members.
played.
Yeah, it was not my most prominent team members. Let's say, but somehow, somewhere, it was also there. Yeah.
Because the thing is,
It's not so much though. I mean, I was just lucky that I mean, again, openings don't win you games.
Yeah,
could have
true,
taken,
true.
could have taken here, and then we would again be saying like, yeah, again, AG cannot win a single game. So you know, it would be not so easy. This is very little. I'm not sure you can do that much against perfect defense. But he was trying to equalize fully. He wanted to regain the pawn, and then I got a very nice position.
no, you played so well here, actually. In fact, like, okay, there were some nuances. Everyone was like saying, like, could you do like here DC Queen C5 B4?
Yeah, I saw
And
Gary
then-
was saying,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not. I don't think it
It was
was
like,
a
and then
deal.
everyone was discussing like Rook A5. Maybe you wanted with Queen D2 and something like that, no?
Yeah, but there were downsides here to this. I mean, they were making it very simple. I mean, of course, I was thinking about before. They made this. They always, you know, it's people. I don't understand. Like when people look at games of top players, yeah, like why
they
don't
just
they
assume
no
that the
they
top
were
player
stupid.
missed it?
Yeah, why don't you like you have to assume always the top player
Does
has been
not-
thinking is missing something, of course, because engine shows that it's mistake. This by the way not even mistake. I think engine doesn't even show before a second line first of all.
Yeah.
Also in general like yeah, it's not even the first line. It's even the second line, but you can't stabilize no like a5 just. I don't see like what's the fuss. It's hanging right, so I don't think we can stabilize here.
Yeah.
Okay, no, and here maybe this, and then maybe some e6, but yeah, bishop c8 even he can go because okay, this pawn is not it's gonna be traded, yeah. It's not like okay, if I had maybe yeah, and even here it's attacked. I can't stabilize. If I could stabilize, sure, but it's a very soft pawn and it's not so easy. But let's say, especially in cases where it's often funny, you know, if you are let's say a player, I even know myself, but especially a player that is lower rated. Looking at a game between two players that are high rated, it's a classical game, and the guy spent 10 minutes, for example, on the move, and he made a mistake, and you think that he made a mistake, and you think you see why. Usually, you don't see why. Usually, you are a step behind. So usually, you think this move is bad. The guy saw more, and the engine sees even more, and it so happens that you saw what the engine saw, but you were a step behind because the guy is
Because the people who
the guy's
come
better.
with
They thought
engine
more.
seeing the engine, when they analyze with a person who's played a game, usually they aren't able to keep up. They
not
just
even close.
yeah, they just
usually
say
they can't
few
even-
moves
They
and
can't
then
even visualize the position, but that's another problem. But of course they can't keep up. And again, the thing is that very often people see a move as wrong. It is a coincidence that the move that they think is good is good. They are level below.
Yeah,
And the player playing is
Yeah.
level above,
Yeah.
and the engine is level one more above. It is very rare that observer usually can, because the top player usually spends more time.
It's actually the point which you said is very nice because I'm commentating and I'm like, oh, maybe h4 is good, and I make the move and engine says nice, and I'm like, I found it. H4 move.
Yes.
But actually h4 has to be found by analyzing why the other move doesn't work, what is the nuance in h4 after 5 moves.
No, there can be, by the way, moments. There can be moments that sometimes, rarely, top player, because of the pressure at the board, suddenly does something really stupid. That can be, but it's usually rare, very rare. Usually there is an explanation.
But such positions usually don't win. The way you won this game was so smooth. Like usually Prague would be able to hold such positions is my feeling.
Yeah. No, I was very lucky. I think time control helped. Time control helped that when critical moment came, he had 7 minutes for 5 more moves and very, very unpleasant position. And if he had maybe increment here, he would be more relaxed. Because how much time he spent here? He spent 2 minutes, yeah, which is normal. He left himself 5 minutes for 4 moves. But for the defense in this critical moment, you need much more time.
You needed to first deflect the rook from second rank and then come back with your rook.
They showed me. But by the way, later I was thinking, at some point I said, like, I was checking. I was like,
Amruta only came and showed.
the other move is rook c4. And now it's also knight f5. But there is also, I think, it looks 5 back. Yeah, this is also difficult. It looks 5 back. This also holds. So both ideas are same. This one or this one, it's both to misplace your piece and then come back.
Centralize
But it's
it,
difficult. Yeah.
And the way you won it was very nice. This here is where you brought your young self. This that you sat on the board and you were enjoying. I could see that you were enjoying yourself in this game. Very nice finish.
Yeah, calculated one line in the final. I was very happy. Yeah.
And then we go to your, I think, the most epic game of this tournament. Maybe not much. I don't know how much has been spoken about it, but I think this was to beat Fabi at this moment in the tournament with black pieces, with the Italian. I mean, this is.
Yeah, I was very happy for sure. I think it was a great game. Yeah, I was really happy with that game. Of course, as it has to be in order to beat Fabiano, I was very fortunate with the timing of everything. Yeah, like he was coming off a very bad streak, and his opening went wrong. So it all it had to be a coincidence, of course, that I'll be able to beat Fabi with black so nicely. But it worked. Yeah, it worked out. It was very.
I mean,
very
opening is okay, no, for him here, or not?
Well, usually his opening. I mean, usually he gets better from the opening than this. Like he either knows it more or he gets bigger advantage. Like normally, this is not a great outcome. But yeah, d5 was big panic. Yeah, bishop e3 was just normal. We spoke afterwards actually about it, and I asked him like what he told me that actually he was already worried about it. He said that after he thought the c5 is coming, he thought he didn't like his position at all. So actually, he just I think he was not very something went wrong in his prep. It seems he was not really into the details here.
Fe, p5.
Yeah, here I did some very nice regroupment
Queen b8.
things. Queen b8, Queen b6, kind of typical for these things. Yeah, at some point I realized that this thing is a bit similar. Sometimes you have these positions with the colors reversed actually. They come from these kind of Spanishes. Or this sort of Italians. It's kind of interesting. Like usually black has these double pawns. This is e6, e5 pawns. And white does this bishop d2, b4 thing. Queen b1, queen b3. It's actually, at some point I realized that actually, wait, I'm playing with white here, kind of. And I'm a bit better.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think
You had some game, no, in this Tolstoy Cup or something. Maybe with Matlakov, I don't remember. Maybe some Italian game like this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have to see. Yeah, but I've seen such. If Fabi against Aronian, for example, it's very similar to Fabiano Aronian from Sigfield Cup that he won. Yeah, I think here before was nice, ambitious move. Because I was very tempted initially. I mean, not in this game, but normally I would be very tempted to just make a draw here.
But b4 creates this sort of square on
like for example,
a3 to put your
you
rook,
can
right?
you can just do this and just make a draw like immediately. This is just game over. You can take and then trade c pawn for d or just do nothing. It's just a draw. So it was very tempting to just normally it would be tempting to just play it very safe and easy. But
Does b4 give you any risks? Is it like something that
I
you're
think
risking?
I think in theory yes. If your knight comes to d3, knight comes to d3, queen comes to d2, you hit the pawn, then also c5, you're risking. And if c5 always dc, this pawn is weak, this pawn remains weak, I think you take a minor risk here, yeah.
So you quickly figured that rook a3 and the counterplay on a file will be quick.
Yeah, I think mostly what I realized is that when he will try to bring the knight across, just before he comes, basically I realized as soon as he goes knight e1, I will hit him with c5, and then take, this pawn will hang. And actually, to some extent, this is what kind of happened here. That I did this when he's not able to defend this pawn with knight d2. When knight was just a move away from hitting the pawn. So it kind of worked out.
This taking and
But he made, I think, the biggest mistake in general in this game he made was that it's an unpleasant position.
Knight back, yeah?
Knight was better here on h4. At least then on d3 he should have gone. This was not bad until it was going to d3,
C2.
but he put on c2. That was a very bad square. Yeah, it's eyeing this pawn, and defends this, but it's
somehow it does remind you of how you beat Fabi in 21 also. No, it's like it was not a big edge, but it was something, and then slowly
and I
pressure,
think it was
pressure.
very similar situation.
Yeah.
The thing was that Fabi was, I think, both times he was not eager to fight for a draw. because his last chance in the tournament both times was to win this game.
He had to
and
win.
he saw that the game is not like he had to win. It's not like he was playing for a win. He already didn't want to play for a win.
But he doesn't want to
doesn't have the energy for a
fight
draw.
for a draw.
Yeah,
Either win or lose. Yeah.
Yeah, like he doesn't have the energy. He would be like, okay, if I would, let's say I can give him a draw, like I would offer it, he'd be like, yeah, thank you, and take it. If he could win, he would go full energy in the win, but he just, of course, it's very difficult. Mostly, you don't have the energy to fight for a draw when draw gives you nothing.
Correct.
So it's difficult.
I don't know if you loved it, but I think everyone enjoyed the finish.
Yeah, it was very nice. Usually I don't do such things.
It's a beautiful checkmate, actually.
Yeah.
F5 takes king gets.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Actually, I usually don't get to play such nice little combinations. Yeah, in e4. Yeah. But mostly, like it also was very pretty that after I got c5 and he did not take, because after takes he has still some. There's actually some good chances here for him.
Yeah.
In fact, it even holds. The computer says. I mean, it is really far from it's far from the draw. I mean,
Far from
I think there is some difficult line here. So I think yes, I saw knight d5. I think I saw bishop e4, and I think So normally you think, of course, before queen a7. I think I saw till here. But of course, the pundits were quick to point out that there is queen e6 here, which is not at all an easy move. You threaten knight f6, queen f7, yeah? And if queen a7, king to g3 only move, you can't enter because knight f6, queen f7. So, I mean, it was really not like how... only move queen e7, by the way. Really not how people say, yeah, this was like easy draw. But Fabio was... he said he didn't even consider DC. Yeah, he was very, at this point, he was very disappointed.
Also, time was not so much.
Yeah. And the thing is that this position, if you give me c5 for free, it is so hopeless. Like, it's completely hopeless position for...
no counterplay for
Yeah,
him.
I'm curious, like, if you even get the knight to d2, do you hold? Oh, yeah, you hold it, actually. So there is some. You see, if you had the knight here, you would actually hold. It would be very... I would have pressed. I was actually aiming for this initially. I would take this. I would take this position. I would play it for a win. But here his knight is way too far, apparently. And that's why he's not at all in time. And I could just also go for queen f7, f5. This is also nice to stop g-pawn. And then eventually f5 breaks. Just breaks him. And he can never go knight c2. And if he goes like... Yeah, knight c2, he can never go. And queen d3, yeah. I was initially planning this, also winning. This was a very nice tactic.
Nice.
But then this is just easier, yeah. Easier.
Beautiful. Moving on in the tournament now, you are getting a very serious chance in this event, because after beating Fabi 2 wins back to back, and then you had Hikaru, you were playing with white, but this game...
Yeah, I didn't realize he's gonna play h6 the whole tournament. If I knew, I would be better prepared. I mean, it's a line that you can play, of course, but I didn't realize he's gonna stick to it the whole time. I mean, of course, it's a fine line. Nobody was able to really crack it, but I would have posed more problems because I was not really. I rushed e4. I think also I thought it's a good moment to do it. I thought my pieces are optimally placed, and I should go for it. But I missed a few things. I underestimated this knight f8 idea that it can defend everything.
It visually seems white should be better.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Knight f8 is there. And, yeah. I didn't realize
this was a draw.
Yeah. I got nothing. Yeah.
Were you
There was one
bit
chance
disappointed with this draw?
Yes, I got one chance here, by the way. I thought initially he blundered knight g5. Then I thought, oh no, he saw Konchuk d8. But then actually I have knight f3. Small. If you take twice, I'm coming knight e5. This is a big problem for you suddenly. So you should go f6. There you go. And again, this position is very hard to assess. It's a little bit soft, his thing, but he also has potential. Like there is a scenario even
if we can get bishop on d5, right?
or trade. Let's say he would trade queens and bishops and reroute the knight to d5. He's already better. So there are scenarios here that it's not obvious that white is better here to me. It's not obvious because bishop comes over. So I don't know if I missed. I don't know what the 0-3 is made of. I have to analyze it more deeply. I don't know if it's a missed chance, but of course probably it was a bit better because this is just draw. I thought that initially maybe I can press a bit here, because his knight, I thought his knight is a bit odd. I thought maybe I go queen here, maybe rook here, I press the f pawn, maybe somewhere I b45, maybe bishop here, I don't know. But just c5 immediately. Yeah, there's nothing. No, I didn't get anywhere. Unfortunately, again, a few times I had momentum in the tournament. My opponents, well, yeah, I couldn't develop it because I'm playing for the small advantages, and a lot of them didn't really materialize. So
but it's natural. I mean, it's not
yeah,
nature
you play
of
top
game.
players, yes,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
And then you were up against
Oh yes, Mr.
Esipenko first. I think Esipenko game was maybe not the Wei Yi one, but
Esipenko, yeah.
this one. This one,
We
oh
have
my
wrong-
god!
we have wrong.
Yeah, I have a picture
picture.
with Esipenko, but it was epic. Yeah, this Esipenko game, I'm actually kind of stunned. Yeah, Anish, this game, because you played so well here. You got like a huge chance.
Yeah, there I missed a chance actually. Yeah.
This one, maybe this was perhaps a slightly painful one for you, right? Because
Yeah, it was very annoying.
here you
I wouldn't say
played
painful, but annoying. Yeah, yeah. Actually, very annoying. Yeah.
G4, H4. By the way, Vidit told me at some point that here a very good move for you was Rook A1. I don't know if that, not to trade rooks like.
It is this classic Ivanchuk Aronian or Aronian Ivanchuk, I forgot who was this idea to go away from the open file, not to allow trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually he.
It depends. It depends on position actually. It's not always the case. It's some old thing that is supposed to be true, but not always. Not always. Depends on position.
And you got here amazing. I need to understand this knight e6 move because
Yeah, it's just I'll tell you, because it looks just like I'm just positional
no,
mistake.
for sure it's not. I mean,
But
there
it was,
should
of
be
course,
some
yeah,
thought.
there was a reason. Yeah, again, it was the it was one of those cases where you can just say how can you play it, and yeah, normally of course my first thought
Because
was
f4 is
first of all, by the way,
natural,
rook
no?
cd1 was a very important move.
Yeah.
Because with this I can't break through otherwise. Like if I take this, there's knight f7, and I don't have another move but to go rook c to d1, protect also this knight for knight c6, and now I'm threatening king g3 and f4, because yeah, if I start with king g3, yeah, then he can just trade. Trade rooks, yeah. So this is very strong. Rook h8, yeah, that's the thing. So the idea is if knight c6, yeah, that I can take and give a check and win a pawn. So this is the idea. So, but he went rook h8, which I thought is okay. This good move. King g3, I want to go f4, and now he went knight c6. Yes, and now I realize if I go f4, what bugged me was takes, rook h g8, and I saw he wants to go bishop takes g4, and okay, g5 I was not sure. Some take f6, it simplifies, and I saw rook e1. I thought king d6, and again he wants to take. I couldn't find how to unpin. King h3, h5. He wants to take g5, take f6. So I just kind of left this line, and then I later realized I could just go here, and I can take here, and yeah, there's no more f5 and king c6. I have c6. I have probably something, yeah. Yeah, rook c1 check, rook c1. No, discovery bishop f3, but also rook f5 was discovery, but also rook c1. Yeah, so I kind of no. So and then I started thinking about other moves like knight takes c6. I can win this pawn, right? Take on a6. Rook 8 back, bishop b7, but this is nothing at all. He can take and take here or go king d6. This is so take here actually. So this was there. Then I was like, okay, maybe I should even go knight b3. And then I was making the circles of the options. Yeah, knight b3 I can do, yeah. But it's maybe not so much. And then I was making circles of the options, and then I was like, but okay, f4 even he can just take an f6. What am I even? I just even forgot I can just go bishop f3, and I don't know. I just sort of thought that he's fine in multiple ways here, but actually, the only way here is take rook h8, and then of course already here taking is better version for me.
Is serious.
Plus, I can go rook e1 again in d6, and I think I have some h5 idea, because I think now Again, this doesn't work somehow. Yeah, let's say here. Yeah, it just wins. Somehow, yeah, I had all these hallucinations, and then I just thought, actually, why do I go low on time? Let me just take and go f4, and I think I'm still better, which is true. I am still better. But yeah, and here I started to doubt, am I really better? Because he comes king d6, maybe a5, b6, like whatever, and then I can do nothing. And then I thought, like, okay, my only chance maybe now is, while his pawn is still hanging, to take. I'm threatening rook h6, I thought. Not only move is take. If takes, I have rook h7, so the only move is king d6. Then I saw I have rook h7, so no, actually, yes. So rook h7 and king h4, so I thought the only move is rook g7. Then I thought I have bishop d3. Started calculating some options. I also thought I have maybe rook h somewhere. I think I started calculating something like this. Thinking maybe I have some extra pawn. Maybe I will push it somehow. And I got all caught up in this stuff and forgot that after knight e5, I don't have rook h6 because of knight f7.
Yeah.
This
was the key.
Yeah, and then after knight e5 and I saw he has knight f7, suddenly I ruined everything. So there's nothing.
This was, I think, the key. This game, if you would have won, there was serious chance of fighting. Yeah, with Javokhir.
I think any game that I would have won would have been good.
Yeah.
But yes, this one I ruined. Yeah.
Because if the gap reduces to 1.5 instead of 2, then you winning against Javokhir really opens up the tournament. That was the intent. I mean,
yeah.
beating
Also,
him is
I think that if I would be closer, it would put more pressure on him.
Yes.
He would maybe play worse.
Yes. And then we come to this Wei Yi game where Wei Yi, I think, was also in a fighting mood with white, which was...
Always, of course. That's the thing. No, but that's the nice thing, that all my opponents are in fighting mode.
Right.
Well, not with black always, but with white always.
And he played this Vienna, or you can say this f4, Vienna gambit. And you got a nice position out of the opening. Were you aware of this pawn sack line?
Yeah, no, my team looked at the whole thing, yeah. Wow. I don't even know why exactly, but luckily they looked at it. Yeah, I knew this knight a6, knight 7, knight d5. And I even knew it's important to give back the... Because I think that I realized over the board that probably if I don't give back the pawn, I get some bad stuff here happening to me.
He had some deep
sure.
prep.
Yeah, but I just knew that you give back the pawn, and I even knew this a5 move that is kind of interesting to gain space here. So I just was because if you don't know this, by the way, you can easily get attacked.
It looks very dangerous, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I realized during the game that actually, wow, it's good I know this.
This actually, he played like the some lines that would be recommended by someone like Levy or Eric Rosen or something, like give a pawn and...
Well, a bit better than that, yeah.
No, like it's
Eric Rosen really goes for the most like Stafford Gambit type, right? Like the most mimi.
Yeah.
This is a little deeper, but still, no, yeah, 95 was not accurate, yeah. Just slightly worse.
And then, like, if we go towards the end of the game, if you could just say, like, what was it that actually was the most easy win here, or because this was at some point got serious win, right?
Yeah, so there were a lot of pivotal moments. So first of all, okay, I'm a bit better here, but he found this, bishop h6, queen f6, rook d1, g5, rook d5 sack, which is important. It was good that I went for it anyway, realizing that black is still on the good side here. I expected queen d4, after which only move that I considered was rook e8, bishop g5. I think I wanted to take queen a2, but he can play h3, and okay, I thought this is better for me. I mean, it is, but it's still okay compared to the game. Actually, it's like the game, but it has c5 pawn. So this will be draw or equal. But I'm still on good side. I don't risk, so I would have gone for this. I also have some chances to, like, it's a bit worrying. Okay, maybe now not, but like, yeah, it's a bit worrying that maybe you can trade the queens, but he should run away from the queen trade, and then he's okay. And I can't improve here apparently, but it's still a bit worrying for him because he doesn't have a threat. But he went queen d2, and now he could still do something, but he blundered this check on a7, which I realized he blundered it, because it's also I can play queen c4, but check on a7 is very nice, sending the king to h1. And initially I thought it's GG. I saw queen e3, queen d5, king h8. There's no check. I saw h3. I saw I'm going to go rook e8. There's no check. I go queen e1, queen g3, and mate. So I just double checking if I'm winning on the spot. And suddenly, as I'm about to play it, I realized, oh no, he has queen g5. there is no queen takes g3. Then I realized, oh wait, I have queen g3, epic move. Check this again, I'm winning. This endgame is also winning. Again, I'm happy. And then I see, oh no, I missed that he can do this. I said actually bishop f6, but actually now I have some king 7, so better bishop h6. So I realized he can do check check, and now he can do this. And I was like, okay, this endgame is probably draw. So because I don't have this pawn on g3, right? So this was highly annoying. Then I also had this backup plan that I have queen c5, c7, important move, rook e8, h pawn move, queen c7, queen d5, queen f7, queen g5,
Queen g6.
queen g. No, but sorry, queen c7, queen d5, king h8. Maybe I have. Yeah, and then check and f3. Yeah, so I saw this that it's probably winning. So then again I double checked that this is not winning. And that was more or less what I saw. I mean, I think I saw the f3 as an option, but I didn't see like white. I mean, it wasn't to me. Okay,
He's just crushing, yeah?
yeah, but he has like a lot of options and yeah. Okay, rook b2. Okay, this is clear. And here, yeah, and I collect this pawn, yeah? Yeah, and even rook a2.
Okay, too.
Yeah, I think I sort of, like, briefly, I think I sort of maybe saw the move as an option, but I didn't really contemplate it much. It's not so difficult, it seems. So yeah, this was one win I missed. Then this was actually a draw because h4 apparently. Now he gave me a chance, maybe underestimated f3, which is very important. And then, okay, actually it's not so easy. Here the win is very difficult, by the way. This is very difficult. Like somehow queen f7 is better than queen e6. I don't know why. I mean, it is like half, it's kind of winning position, kind of, half winning. But to like finish it off is very difficult. I missed, so here I'm creating threats. I thought bishop e3, queen e5, GG. This was the trick. He found bishop f4. That if I check, he can go here, and I can't take because of check. So this was, I misplaced myself a little bit, and I went back here. Queen e2. Yeah, now again was difficult. I had to go here, here, and now rook c8 only move. This was hard. But the win that, yeah, now again, king f7 very tempting. Rook d5 also difficult. Again, I ruined it. So this is already kind of draw. And yes, here was one important moment. I thought he blundered king f8, but he has this very important check, because if he takes right away, then I have rook g7. So he gave this check, misplaced me again with a lot of checks, and then takes on a4. And then I thought it's already a draw. And then I found this only try h6. And then he blundered with queen b3, bishop g3, because now I have rook g8. And I think what he maybe missed is that this endgame is winning. So I realized this endgame is winning. Because I will collect the b pawn, and then eventually I collect the e pawn, and I know that it's winning with not a pawn, not an h4. There is some YouTube video about this now also, freestyle chess. So this is winning. And I thought, okay, now it's in the bag. I saw this. But now I can enter, and like I can enter everywhere. And like I thought this is just game over, because I thought I would go queen d1. Yeah, I thought I have this. I'm probably winning. And I also thought I also saw I have maybe even...
Here you must have been sure, yeah, that you would win this.
Not sure, no, but I thought that I'm probably winning. And I also saw I have... yeah, check, king g2. Yes, from afar, I thought I'm winning by force. Check, yes, I thought h5 wins. And I saw I'm threatening h4. So he has to protect with queen d8. And now I thought I just finished it off with queen f4, queen d3, and king g6. And suddenly I saw, oh no, he has queen a6. And I can't do this because he takes. And nor can I do queen e5. And somehow, yeah, and suddenly I couldn't find a win here. And then I was really low on time. I thought, okay, let me go back into this other one, which I thought was winning. So I saw the check, and I thought he has to go here. I give check, and I go rook f7. That's what I wanted to do. And I thought I probably will win this as well. Then he went bishop g3. And now I realized if I'll do the same thing now, he can go back to here. And if I do it here, he can maybe go queen g4. Also, I wasn't sure if this endgame, you know, I was not sure... Maybe even such, or yeah, it is winning, but I was like, he's a bit more active here than in the initial version. Like I already spent a lot of time. I realized that this is probably winning for me, right? But now he has the same with king on h3, and I was not sure in time trouble, like, is that still winning? Because maybe he has a better version also. And plus he has this move queen g4, but then I have queen b7, also nice. So yeah, I had a win. I think the easiest one was, yeah, maybe, let's say, yeah, not like, maybe this is easy, but actually there was no easy win. This was I was the closest to this, but it was not easy, because I mean, also it's not like, okay, to be fair, by the way, even if you don't know, yeah, without engine, it's, yeah, okay, it looks, of course, that it should be winning, but it's not a guarantee, because trading queens, for example, this position is a draw, I think. I think it's a draw, yeah, with pawn on f3, not with pawn on e4. So if you can't be sure about trading queens, basically the moment I lost, so there was a moment here, the moment this came, and I realized my only chance is to give the a pawn. The moment I lost the a pawn, I thought like it's no longer in the bag, because here I thought it's just sort of in the bag, because I thought now whenever we trade queens, every endgame is completely winning.
Right.
But the moment the a pawn is gone, it's no longer the case. So once I can no longer trade into an endgame, I no longer felt confident that it's ever winning. But of course, it felt like I am winning again here somehow. But yeah, I ruined it, and I kept doing some. I don't know. I was thinking before. I thought I will win with rook b7, and then I realized that I missed b5, and I can't take it because of the checks. So yeah, I just couldn't. Yeah, once I allowed before, I couldn't go back, and then I even stumbled into a move repetition. But it's already a draw, because now, again, all the endgames now, it will be even harder to assess, because now the b pawn is even close. So like, even if we trade on e4 in some positions, it's just all like, I don't know, here, let's say rook f7. Already, yeah, this is already no longer winning, because the b pawn is there, and it just got, yeah, it was just getting out of control.
This was a bit sad.
It's pity,
Yeah,
but it was not. There was not an easy win here, to be honest. Not for me, at least. I don't know.
After that draw with Wei Yi, we come to an important game with Javokhir. I think somehow it was now 2 games, 2 points deficit for you. Did you still have some hopes going into this game?
Not to win the tournament, because I thought the chance of Javokhir somehow not beating Wei Yi, somehow losing to Wei Yi,
last round,
are close to 0. The problem is that Wei Yi didn't have any incentive to risk with black, and Wei Yi has a very solid narrow opening repertoire, and Wei Yi can play for a win, but he needs to have a reason why. And without him having a reason why, Javokhir with white, I thought it's 99% that he will win this. No, he will draw this game. Sorry, and so I did not think I have any realistic chance to win the tournament at that point. But I did want to win this game, of course. Still, I just want to win this game, but not. Yeah, let's say if let's say it was a final round, I'm half a point behind, I would be ready to lose this game, right? Draw or lose almost doesn't matter, right? But in the situation that was now, I wanted to win this game, of course, but I thought that it's better not to lose it than to lose it. So that is slightly.
Even if you lost this game, you were still, I think, comfortably second, right, in the tournament?
Not so comfortably. I beaten Bluebaum, right, in the last round. If I would lose that game and draw Bluebaum, Fabi would be already sharing with me second place. And okay, there is very, very small chance that something somehow goes wrong and they replace, right? Like one time second place and candidates play the match. Remember?
Yes, I mean, if either of the players decides not to play, that is Gukesh or Javokhir, there can be a chance.
Yeah, I mean, not, yeah, so, you know, and there are other considerations, like there is rating also, like, I mean, of course I was playing for a win, but I treated it more or less like a normal game, because honestly, my tournament victory was already way out of my hands. It was gone by the time I did anything against Wei. It was gone. I wanted to win this game because it's very good to win this game for me. I wanted to win it, but I chose the approach where I don't take
Insane risks.
I don't take risks, and position becomes very drawish. I was okay with that. Like I thought I have good winning chances in this position, but I understood that okay, it's drawish. I'm if he defends very well, he'll probably hold it.
Did you predict this could happen?
It was one of the things, but one of the many multiple things. I was a bit.
He was well prepared till
I
here.
was from here. I sort of knew. I sort of knew the theory of this. It's not really a theoretical position, but I mean I sort of knew what the engine says.
You knew bishop c4 here? With like if knight e5,
No, here
bishop
I'm not
d5.
sure. In some other, I think. During the game I thought bishop c4, queen f6 is the move, and it is sort of bishop d2. It is sort of one of those better for white that it's better for white, but if you make all the engine moves, it will be in the end also okay for black. So I wanted to surprise him here and not go the main path and chose the move a3. And I have overestimated this position a little bit. This take f4, take, or maybe not. I don't know. I like this position. I just thought it's very good winning chances.
Yeah, and you kind of went very concrete, right? Like generally you go rook f2 slowly.
Yeah, but I thought that I should play more dynamic with e5. And here I think I made an accuracy. After queen a6, I think if I play rook d1, if I get this version of the endgame, okay, I always, because I have won so many of these positions, I won so many of them that I misevaluate them. Like, it's a kind of a funny thing that I noticed I overestimate. It's not really like I overestimate these small advantages because they bring me more points than they should. Like, I just win them a lot. So my brain sees the position like this. My brain thinks we're gonna win.
Right.
It's just, I'm just sorry, it's just how it is. I just thought I just think this position is, maybe when I'm on the black side, I don't worry so much. When I'm on the white side, I see the position, I think I'm gonna win, So I overestimated. I took an a6, which I thought was more, but I missed.
It's a nice decision, no, by him, actually. Quite nice.
He just played for very, very rough for a draw from move 1, and it worked out really well. You know what I missed initially? I kind of underestimated the
rook e6, f6.
This f6 thing. I underestimated it, and I also thought, originally I thought I'll play rook d1, f6. I didn't think much about f6. I thought, I'll put knight c4, fe, and it's kind of what happened in the game actually. This is the game actually, the other move order. After knight c4, f6, I thought for a second f5.
Oh yes.
But there's a strong d3 check. That gives quite a good tempo because after king h1, rook c6. Okay, knight b6 immediately is the same. Knight b6, rook b6, e6, rook b2. With pawn on d4, there is some hope to go like rook ab1 maybe, and pawn is. I can pose some problem with pawn on e6, but with pawn on d3, it's coming to d2, and it's just a draw. And it goes g6, undermines it. So I can't do this. So I have to go rook d1, fe, and from afar, I just thought, okay, it's very nice. And I also had the thing that I thought that diff pawn is very weak, and I thought that actually rook end games. I'll tell you what was my main issue. I was looking at a lot of other options for him. Like first of all, I thought about d3 check here, which was, I thought he will try to do something more panicky. This was rook d1, rook d8, rook f3. If d2, I have knight d2, knight e4. So yes, so then instead of d3, I thought if he goes ba, I go knight in the game. Let's 20 ba, how he played. I thought knight e4, I thought he can play rook c8, he can play bishop e7. If bishop goes to e7, I can play knight f2, knight d3. If rook c8, I also had some kind of plan. And if bishop b6, I thought, okay, I will go rook d1, rook e1, bring something to d3. Sometimes also, I'm a little bit, I make 10 moves for myself. Because often you play, the guys do nothing and you make those 10 moves, right? So I was kind of thinking, I'm going to do everything, I'm going to win. And then I started realizing, okay, wait, he goes f6 next move. And then I realized after fe, so initially from afar, I also thought that even rook end games with these doubled a pawns, I somehow thought, I will bring my king to the queen side, I will go rook d7, I will win the a pawn, then I have 2 against 1. I don't know, I overestimate. I won so many such games that I just I don't estimate them as 0. I just think I'm just much better.
But what I thought was very clean by him was to go after the e5 pawn, and there's no way for you to defend it.
Yes, but initially I thought that even that this what initially I thought that
you
even
thought that
I
even
thought
this
that even
endgame.
this is good, like good chances to win, because he can't force a draw with b5 by b3. He can't trade the pawns, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna come with my king to c2. I'm gonna enter with my rook.
But there's no entry, yeah, for your
There's no
rook.
entry. That's the thing. There's no entry. So I kept improving my position.
Yeah.
So I brought the rook to. I was still not so hopeless actually. I brought the rook. I went g4.
You actually were playing with a lot of attention, I think, here.
Yeah, I was optimistic, and then no. After, so the thing is, I made a lot of all the progress that I could. I found rooks. I was trying to avoid the forced draw. There was no forced draw. I went to c4, g4, and then I realized, okay, I reached everything I could. And I started calculating g5. I started calculating h6. I started calculating rook, and I realized it's all a draw. And then in the end, when we ended up here, he went king c6 instead of king e6. And then I realized that this is complete draw. And then I realized that it was all complete draw. Like, I somehow was hopeful that I have some more chance, but this rook endgame is completely drawn. Yeah, it was completely off.
I think he also figured that once the king is here, he can.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry.
But I had to put it there, otherwise he would be giving checks on the side. Yeah. Yeah.
So with this, I think the tournament was sealed, and at this point,
to be
maybe
fair, I think it was sealed the day before, but okay, officially on paper, yes, it was sealed. Yes.
And then you had to play the last round. Oops, sorry.
It's me.
All okay?
You okay? Sorry, I decided to spill some tea. Wait, I'll wipe it. Spill the tea. Yeah, luckily I have reserve clothes. Okay. Just yeah. I once made this joke. Remember with whom I made about the sweating pants? We did. Oh, did it make to the? Did it make to? Oh my god! It didn't make. Did it make to the lie detector video about? Did you wet your pants?
I don't think so.
Oh my god! Did they edit it out? I think it didn't make it to the video. Do you know this? Did you wet your pants thing?
Did you ask him, like, have you wet your pants ever?
Not ever. I asked him, did you wet your pants like today or something? So the thing is, he had this thing where he kind of, like, now I know, he dropped water on his pants. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask you. So it was hilarious. We were all laughing. But I'm not sure if it made the video.
I don't think it made. At least I didn't see it.
Don't remember. Yeah, no, it was funny. Like, I also now wet my pants.
It's funny that okay. I thought in your hand there's a cup of tea.
Yeah,
no,
cool,
it's not. It's not. We had the Ragozin here in the last round with Matthias Bluebaum, and Bluebaum faced only one defeat in this tournament to Fabi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he could have been very solid in this game.
Yes, I am I fully handed myself over to him. I came to him and I said, Matthias, you can do what you want with me. You can make draw with me. You cannot make draw with me. I'm all yours. Just do what you want. And then Matthias said as well, if you put it this way, then maybe I want to beat you. And I was like, okay, if you want to beat me.
This knight g5 move is interesting.
Very cool. I knew it. Actually, my head coach found this move. I think it's a move. He has so funny. Sometimes people have funny memory, but we looked at this knight g5 move quite extensively, but I didn't imagine Matthias would play it because it's such a sharp move, and it is such a risky move. I thought that of course he'll play for a win, but I didn't think he would take so much risk. Yeah, rook e8 was a very important moment. So in general, knight g5 is not very scary. I think if I play h6.
Knight e4, no?
You can maybe still play h4, yeah? Let's say e5. Yeah, start to... No, okay, I should check at home, yeah? Not here, analyze my prep. No, I think... Yeah, basically, there are ways for black here to not get under attack. But I knew that this is a way to do it, to just provoke white. With a6, give him queen c2, give him h4, and just provoke this. And so the computer's first top choice here is to go knight before q1 rook e8. But it is very, very unclear why exactly you do it. It's very, very nuanced move. You allow e4 and I don't know. Instead of this engine move, I played this move rook e8, which is slightly disliked by the engine, only slightly. But somehow he was out of book here or didn't remember anymore the prep, because I guess, you know, there are so many options here. That's why it's risky. I can play any move. This engine says a5, e5, bishop d7, h6, any move. Here there is any move possible, knight b4, b5, h6, everything. Here also there are many moves possible. I was even thinking about this queen e8 move, but queen e8 is a bit... After queen e8, the problem is that, okay, I want some knight b4, queen c6, but he can play a3 and I don't have next move. I saw some actually epic line that before queen b1, queen e8. Epic line I saw. Let me check now with engine. I didn't check. a3, queen c6, bishop e2. Now I thought first I have 8g, bishop f3, queen c4, ab I have g4, but then I has 8g, knight d3 check, king f1, and I'm at knight up now, but if I move this one, he has bishop e2, and I have no good discover check. This doesn't work, this queen e8, a3, queen c6. Yeah, now I have to just go knight d5. I was thinking about this, by the way. Yeah, but it's playable. But yeah, I went rook e8, and somehow he went natural a3, because he can't. The point of rook e8 is that I'm getting out of the. If we ever trade knights, I can trade, take here, and then after I take, there is no more. There is room.
King can start running.
The idea is not to go e5, because e5 I cannot do because it's weak. Normally the idea is to go e5, but now I need to give room for my king.
So you're threatening hg now.
Not quite, because he has attack. He has strong attack. I basically defended from preparing b5. I'm defended from knight e4. Initially, I was considering b5, and I realized now he's losing knight e4. And now the difference is that if I take, and in these positions, it's mate.
Yeah.
And there's actually quite nice. If rook e8, there's very nice win here. It's bishop d3, and you have two threats: this and rook h8. Nice one.
Okay, it is nice.
Yeah. So b5 is bad. So rook e8 actually prepares now after a3, b5. Now knight e4 doesn't work because also in many of the lines the king has escape route. So he had options already here. I think engine says knight c4. It was maybe critical, but it's not dangerous. I can take and play some move. So he wanted to play more aggressive. He wanted to punish me for this move rook e8, but there's no punishment. a3 I went b5. Okay, many bishop moves. Bishop a2 most logical. Should be 7, and now okay, he was trying to look at probably like options like d5. Yeah, this doesn't work. Defend. He just can't. Yeah, once I get this bishop developed, my position starts to look okay.
Yeah, actually for him it's unclear what to do with his king, right? He can't castle short.
That's why knight g5 so committal, because okay, it is nice, it's attacking.
But he can do no knight c4 here, yeah?
Yeah, not knight. Knight g4 is b4. This is big tempo. Now this line I have this. But knight c4 he should go. And then I have a choice. I can go here. Now if he takes again, I take, and there is king escaping. So he has to go here, get the knight out of the trade. Now take with queen or pawn. I was during the game not sure at all. After the game I checked a bit. So here I have these ideas like knight d4, ed, knight e4. Computer also shows an epic idea knight b4, sometimes a knight e4. And there is a greedy one, knight d7. Here. And just escape.
And
the computer goes d5 here, only move. And then the line goes take, and it's equal. Some equal. So I have this, or I can just play here, and just play this position. I was not sure. It was a tough choice. I was not sure what to play. He also could try some 92, but computer didn't like it. I was calculating this, which was correct. But actually, computer didn't like 92 for many reasons somehow. But long castle is just very bad. But he was, of course, looking at this. And actually, this is actually very interesting for white when rook takes or bishop takes. This is actually very juicy for white. Have nice attack, bishop pointing at the knight. This one is here, this one is here. Computer gives us, I think, zeros, more or less. But this is like, black has to be very precise. Take, 4. Yeah, look at how juicy for white. Take, the rook sack, maybe g4, queen h2, like very cool. So this would be, he had some idea, it was not bad, but I have this insane idea, knight d4.
Yeah, this move you had seen from a distance.
When I played before, I saw it.
Wow, yeah. This is amazing move, yeah, knight d4.
It's such a beautiful move.
I think this is the move of the tournament, no, in a way. Like, maybe there were other moves, but this was like tactically.
You mean, yeah, well, I think it's a very nice shot.
Yeah. it was maybe simple, but also you have to see it.
I think it's
You
a very
can miss
pretty,
it.
like you can show this a very pretty easy exercise, and people immediately will find this knight d4 because it's like strong player would find it. But it's very very cute because it's so like
Because you
you
after
would
ED,
rarely give a piece for in sharp position for something so little as just moving the pawn a little bit. Like
blocking the
you
diagonal.
block diagonal and the rook, and suddenly his whole attack lost all potency. Yeah,
So nice.
yeah, this is very nice. This
It's a-
pawn is just
It's a
total block.
epic.
Yeah, I was very happy with 94. It's very pretty. And actually, I'm just completely winning, and then it's just completely over. Yeah, I have many wins already, and just yeah, he has 3 pawns, which is kind of 3 pawns for a piece is usually enough, but I have this epic bishop which cannot be traded, and it's like this combo of this bishop and the pawn will never be traded. The bishop is always firmly protected, and now I will just collect all his weak pawns. I will attack the f pawn. My king will come in. I will snack on all the pawns, and he can trade the a pawn at some point, but he can never trade the c pawn. I mean, okay, in theory, before a5, b5, ab, and b6, but that's not never happening. So realistically, he can never trade the. It's a very long road to trade the c pawn, and whatever will happen, I will remain with bishop and the pawn, and all his pawns fall, and he just wasn't able to defend the pawns. Just 3 falls, and it's completely lost. Basically, from this knight d4, it's actually just was sharp position. This mistake just loses because of knight d4.
It's a miniature game.
Yeah,
in a way.
it's actually also had so little tension. Like it had the massive tension until here, massive tension, and this is just it was just over. Yeah,
Amazing. And that led to 8.5 points. And in 1.5 hours from now will be the closing ceremony. How do you go back with this tournament, Anish? Just happy now? Just take some rest and.
yeah. I mean, I think it's not okay. Not the desired miracle outcome, of course, that I was always hoping for. But okay, if we already accept that I didn't qualify the one championship match, like we accept that as new reality, the old reality as well, then the situation is good. Did good tournament. Probably my rating is good. Everything's good, you know. So yeah, but we have to accept that I didn't qualify to the championship match. That is a bummer, let's say. But other than that, everything is going well, I guess.
And from now, like let's imagine a question on everyone's mind would be that would you start focusing on the next cycle because you also now will focus on perhaps Chess Monitor that you.
No. That is, I mean, with all due respect, of course, Chess Monitor is epic, of course. But you have to understand it is not something that it's not like I was playing chess and now I started to Chess Monitor. Like basically already for many years, I have been doing things besides just playing chess, right? Like I had those my Chessable courses, and I was doing as an ambassador for all kinds of chess companies and chess.com, and I was streaming, and I was doing this and that and videos, and there are all these commitments that you always have. And basically with Chess Monitor, I'm just going to spend all the resources that were going into my activities outside playing chess, and I will just now do it in the most efficient and proper way. In fact, I can now, because I don't have an ambassadorship contract, right, with Chess Monitor, I can now say that, okay, I have to now prepare for the candidates for these months, and I'll just do nothing. And I have Thomas is working really hard now. So he showed me today he's building some prototype of a new thing. Very nice.
Epic.
Some okay, it will all take time, I guess, but already I see, because he showed me first the app prototype before it was launched, and it was epic, and then it took a long time till app now is there already to be downloaded, but it took a long time, and now in the website also he showed me it's going to be really fun, and I will have to at some point I have to do courses, right, for it. But I can do it at my own pace for sure, which is better than which is very nice, because I can do it all in my own pace in the way I want. I don't have to waste time that I feel like I'm wasting doing some kind of lines in the course that are not relevant because editor asked this or that, so I can really do it the way I want and make the best content there. But of course, mostly I'm I have to I'd say sometimes people ask me about retirement, and I tell them I would love to retire, believe it or not, like it is epic, sir, don't you think? Like go on the beach there, just do nothing. I would love to, but it is just
you can't do it.
I can't do this.
Yes.
Like it's ridiculous.
Because
it's
you
a crime.
can
It's a crime.
go to a beach one day, but I think after that you will feel
No,
it.
no, I will can do it forever. But it's just that it's kind of a crime to against chess. You know, if you are able to play chess still, um, and maybe I can play better than I ever played. You know, because that's how I feel. If I can play, then like it would be such a crime to do it now. Even though it's very tempting to retire. I think it's very tempting. It's very nice. Everybody wants. That's why many people talk about. Oh, I
Yeah.
want to, everybody wants. You know, I don't care and this and that.
But you are saying it's very nice to retire, but it will also be a crime. So for you, it's not just very nice.
Yeah, I feel though I think it is nice, but I think I sort of I sort of would feel massive guilt towards myself.
Or
know?
you would think like, what am I doing? No, but you will have plenty of things to do. It's not like you will
Oh
be
yeah,
free.
yeah, I will be.
It will not
yeah,
be like
but
you
I think
will.
it's the wrong moment to do that, and it is the wrong moment to not focus on my chess because I think I'm having a lot of fun now. I mean, more so than in a long time. I think it's like very exciting, new players, new openings. Everyone's like very tense games. You know, I have more. My prep is much more intense than ever before. It's much harder to guess what my opponents will play than ever before. It's much more challenging, and it's really, really exciting and fun. And I have lots of tournaments to look forward to. I mean, the World Championship cycle right now is kind of the start is a little thin. Yeah, there is a circuit, which is sort of everything, and before the next World Cup and next Grand Swiss, it's a while now. So that particular part sort of has to cool down a bit, I guess, now for me. But
you are in Grand Chess Tour
yeah,
now.
exactly. Grand Chess Tour is
you
actually
will play
circuit.
Esports World
Yeah,
Cup.
no, esports like it's clashes with Grand Chess Tour. I can't do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a big thing also. But no, I'll play Grand Chess Tour. Besides esports, esports World Cup is one thing that probably I'm probably missing out on.
Because you have a team, right?
I used to have Team Secret.
Oh, now it's
Yeah, it was
no.
a secret. Remember?
Okay.
No, now I'm talking to some other teams now, but basically, yeah, I'm not sure if I can play because of the dates. But I will play Grand Chess Tour, which is actually part of the World Championship cycle as FIDE Circuit apparently, which is kind of nice because FIDE Circuit, by making the circuit, they made everyone part of there. Yeah, it's nice. Also, you can say ChessBase India now. Every YouTube video is ChessBase India. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Yeah, imagine ChessBase India circuit. Oh, Levi uploaded a new video on ChessBase India circuit on God of Chess channel. Let's watch. Oh, another upload from Dina from the ChessBase India circuit.
But Grand Chess Tour was part of the circuit, no? Always?
No, everything is everything and nothing. Everything is
No,
part of the circuit.
was it before then?
Of course.
It was, yeah?
No, it's not a thing. FIDE Circuit is invented. They just say it's not a thing. Yeah, it's like you could call ChessBase India Circuit every YouTube video about chess.
No, but in the end, there is a benefit that you get a spot in candidates. What benefit will I give after everyone watches?
Yeah, you can say you'll be the supporter of Indian chess, true. If you watch, no, but that's exactly, that doesn't work. Yeah, if you own the rights to, you have to own the right to the cycle. You have to give people some spot in your member. Yeah, there is a way. You can think about it, how to make ChessBase. So I'm thinking, so I'm looking there. How can I somehow make use of Levi being ChessBase India circuit on YouTube? But yeah, essentially, with all due respect to FIDE, this is one thing they will take as fair criticism. FIDE circuit, as much as we all love it, is they attach their name to other tournaments, and they still have not contributed to it in any way. I think that they should, I think a fair thing would be from them, if they want to attach their name as FIDE Circuit, even sell the naming rights, call it, I don't know, Freedom Circuit, yeah, and have the, and have, and put up prize money, say the top, let's say top 3 or top 5 even, yeah, getting these prizes. And then at least you contribute the prize fund to this, and then you can name it. They can do whatever they want, of course, but then you can name it as FIDE Circuit. Maybe you can name it as, Coca-Cola Circuit, whatever, yeah? If Coca-Cola pays the prize money. I think that would be a good solution for this, because I think the circuit is good.
But because if you win the FIDE circuit, you get qualified to the candidates where there is prize money.
But what if you finish second in FIDE Circuit, and you running after this organizers, the beginning when it started, they were so exploitative. They were writing, I get so many emails, like, there's a FIDE circuit now. You close. You're gonna come to play. You want to play this tournament, and they give the tournament, and they just don't offer anything. They just say, okay, we can have. And they wrote to like 8 players. There's some organizers who wrote to 8 players, hoping all will come for free, and they had no one. It didn't happen, of course, because not everybody was so desperate. Some people had a sort of opportunity and made a proper tournament, like Chennai Grandmasters, right? For example, you made a proper tournament with the proper prize fund. And Still, you got a little discount, of course, because you could, of course, get epic players at a fair price one, but a little lower than Grand Chess Tour. But some events wanted to do it even more cheap, and they didn't manage because, okay, chess players are not that desperate, for this FIDE circuit spot. But this FIDE circuit thing, I think it is overall fun circuit to do. It's a fun idea. I would be like, I'm already fine with it, but I think if they made prize money for the top, not number one has a prize, but what about all the others who try and go to these tournaments again? So that now you can go to these tournaments. The tournament doesn't pay you anything, doesn't give you any, and you sacrifice not only that you don't get money, but also, it's compromise. You sacrifice your time that you could do preparing for some event. Maybe I have, let's say, World Rapid Blitz. I would want to prepare for it, play rapid games, but instead I'm going classical, some kind of tournament that gives me nothing, and I try to qualify the circuit. Then somebody does, some whatever other invitational, gets the spot that I was running for, and then I missed out on this other thing that I was going to do, and I got nothing for finishing second, for example, or third or whatever. I think that also if you want to name it as FIDE, it would be an unfair trade-off that they'd be like, okay, it is called the FIDE circuit because FIDE provides the prize money for the top finishers, So again, I don't know. I told this, I think, to Emil Sutovsky at some point, maybe to Dorkovich. I think maybe I mentioned this at some point. It's not like, I'm fine, I don't need their money or anything, But I just, from like point of view of like looking at it from a point of view of infrastructure of chess, as a future FIDE president, right? I want that these things are already in place before I come to power, right? I want that there is some good thing to take to work with, and I think that the idea of circuit, if you want it to be like really good, this is a way how they can do it. But again, so this circuit is there. Grand Chess Tour will be part of it. That's where we started. I'm going to play that, and I'm also very motivated. Total World Championship.
Oh, total you will play, right?
Somehow I'm qualified. I'm qualified
because
as
top nine.
Top nine.
You are I think 6 or 7.
Yeah, but I like this not top 10, top 9 now. I'm top 9 player, and I had this on my bio. I used to have this world top, and so I used to have world top 10. At some point I got kicked out of top 10. Oh god. Okay, backspace top 20, whatever.
World you change it,
At some point, okay. I mean, people
because with its YouTube banner, he has not changed.
Yeah. Okay, because his banner is harder, So okay, I changed. So then I put top 20. Then I get back to top 10, backspace, top 10. At some point, I'm like, you know what? Backspace, world top, finish. And I'm Dutch number 1. Okay, also now not so easy. So
you can just put top world class player.
Yes. I just put world top. I don't have a number to it. I'm world top because I'm tired of this 10, 5. I already saying also a long time ago. I said already to them. Now count. We have how many great players? Okay, let's count. Let's open 2700 chess. Can you open so that I don't forget anyone? Let's look at top 10
Magnus.
Players. Yeah. Okay. So let's take all the pensioners as well along because people still believe in them. So we'll take Magnus, Hikaru. We'll take them still. We'll take Fabi. Top 3. Nadirbek, top 10, top 10. Sindarov, top 10, top 10. Me.
I think
top
so,
10.
Yes.
Sorry, it's number 6. It's fact. I'm top 10.
It's amazing.
You don't have to think that, sir. It is factual that I'm top 10 right now.
No, but you are. Even if you were outside, I would have said top 10 material.
Yeah. But I'm joking that you cannot say. So I'm top 10. Keimer, top 10. Alireza, top 10. Wesley, top 10. Wei Yi, top 10. Is Arjun not top 10?
Of course,
top 10. Is Hans top 10?
He has not yet reached ever
Hans
top 10.
No. Prag top 10?
Yes.
Guki top 10?
Yeah.
Nepo top 10?
Yeah, of course.
Aronian?
Yeah.
MVL?
Yes, but I guess they are all
less loud, but yes, right? Less loud, but yes. You think Duda is okay? Duda, okay, I don't know, top 10, but Duda is good now. If Duda will win the World Cup, you'll be shocked. Or
now Duda is not playing so much. So
he doesn't.
Surprise
he doesn't. But we hope also Nihal Sarin will be top 10, right?
Hopefully, but he's not yet.
Not yet, but we hope so, right? And if he will be, then who has to go? Arjun has to go. Yeah, Prag has to go.
You are saying that top players are many now.
I told many years ago, I said at some point there's going to be 20 top 10 players. And we are approaching that point more and more. And already now you have a firm 15 top 10 players firmly.
Like, but what's the problem? Like, what is the issue with it?
That
this is bound to happen, right? In a sport that is growing.
Yes, but if you cut off at 10,
You are saying that in total chess or something like
For
this.
example, if you cut off at 10, if you have invitationals with 10 people only, if you make a thing of calling somebody a top 10 player, like calling somebody a top 10 player, you can't, like, what?
So Grand Chess Tour is top 10, something like that.
Grand Chess Tour, but yeah, in general, that notion of this whole term of top 10, we cannot use it in chess anymore. We can say top 20, I think, maybe 20. Like, I can't say I'm a top 10 player. I mean, of course I am, but am I more top 10 player than Prague? Like, can I look him in the eye and tell him that I am more top 10 player than you?
Well, after you beat him in the candidates,
no, but then the Grand Prix, the Grand Prix thing, the Grand Prix game. Can I look him? I can't. Can I look in the eye of Nepo, you know, and tell him, Jan, you know, it was nice. These two candidates you won, but you are like old. Like you are what, like 35.
But this is how competitive sports works, right? In a way.
Sir, it's not. Yes, but yes, it is. But
I mean, if you
they are changing. It would be how it worked. But it's changing all the time. And right now, Prague and Arjun and Gukesh and Nepo are not in top 10. We speak in a year from now, very high chance they will be in top 10.
Yes.
And I don't know who. Somebody will have to go out.
I think what is going to happen is that people who are just dedicating all their time, energy, and effort to chess will start moving upwards. That's my general feeling.
Yeah, okay. So
it's going to be very tough for the people who are older than younger, right? Because young players can dedicate more time. That's my understanding to it.
But okay,
like this is true for.
Okay, wait, look. Let me. I understand what you're saying. You don't. Okay, you are trying to tell me now that Carlsen and Nakamura will go. Sure, take them away. You're trying to tell me now that Wesley will go. Sure, that Jan will go. Okay, you want to kick me out? Take me, fine. Okay, but okay, we have Fabi. You can't take Fabi out, but let's take Fabi out. You have Nodirbek, you have Sindarov, you have Keimer, you have Firuza, you have Wei Yi.
Firuza,
you have
he's not playing so much.
Yeah,
he's not playing so much.
10, yeah, okay.
He's
Hans,
top 10 material
okay,
for sure.
But Hans will work very hard, as you say. Okay, Prague works very hard. Gukesh works very hard. We have those people, yeah. Parham works very hard. Amin Tabatabai works very hard. Liang Awander could work very hard. Now we have this Indian kid who is already at 10, I don't know what, 2300. He will work very hard. Yeah. We have Erdogmush who is working very hard. We have Gurel who is working very hard. We have also the Russians, a ton of kids who are working very hard. They will come. We have Faustina Oro working very hard. So in 5 years' time, even if you want to somehow, which is, by the way, not going to happen, but if you want to kick out all the people who are above 30,
I have a feeling that when, actually in chess, when they will clash, like the youngsters will clash older players, then most likely the older players will start, like for example,
but okay, even if
like
that's the case,
Sigaman happens now.
Yeah,
I personally think if Magnus will win it like with a dominating style, it would be surprising with the fact that
no, I understand. So you are saying that youth will replace the old. So
it will take time.
Yeah, but the new players are coming more and more and faster than the old guys are aging.
Yes.
Guki is aging, but he's only 19.
Yes.
He has to keep aging for next 5 years to be 24.
Yes.
In the meantime, the more people are coming.
Yes.
So there are more people coming than going.
So growing. Are you saying that opportunities are less for the top players? That's what is the problem, right?
No, there's no problem. It's just a phenomenon. There's no problem. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It is fine. It's just a phenomenon.
You spoke so passionately. I thought there's no problem.
No, it's no problem. No, it's fine. It's no problem. It's not a solution.
This is like a golden age of chess, right?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, once again, I'm saying that there are more than 10 top 10 players.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. But it's not a problem.
No, it's not a problem.
It's a great thing for chess.
It's wonderful because a lot of people, like a lot of them are from different countries now. Because if you have 30 or 20, 30 players to root for, it's a higher chance someone will be from Turkey, somebody will be from France, somebody will be from Spain, somebody will be from Uzbekistan or India, and it's so diverse now. And there's a lot of people from same locations, like a lot of Indian players, a lot of Uzbek players, but also a room for a lot of players. And I think the more top players there are, the better. But it would be silly to run after a top 10 player tag and constantly, and try to assign it to everyone and try to Prague did not fall out of top 10.
Top 10 is reducing in its Like earlier, maybe it was a big thing.
Yeah, it was.
But
At some point, it
it's
was.
not.
Like,
I think.
when I was in top 10 back to 10, 15 years ago, I was there in top 10. And for me to get out of there, I had to do some bad stuff. But now, like when I look at all these players, I don't feel I'm worse than them,
Right.
but I don't feel I'm better. Like I can't say that I'm better than Prague or Jan or even many, I mean, even but like many others as well. And I think the rank also changed so fast. Remember, at some point Nurberg was out of top 10. Not so long ago, he was out of top 10.
Yeah.
Now he's and this volatility is because there are so many great players.
True.
It's not because somebody is aging or somebody is aging. Somebody will go slowly.
Yeah.
But not many are. Mostly more and more players are coming, and they're just more players.
I
Maybe
also
if your
like.
top 10 is equal to top 25 right now.
Yeah, it's approaching. I think it's maybe
can
20.
say-
I think maybe it's 15, but I think it's approaching 2025.
But I
And
like
every year more.
You know, I like this.
Sindarov was not in top 10 by the way at all, and
No,
now
for
he's
sure.
firmly there.
I like this about 2700 point. Like then it's like
Yeah.
there are players about so there can be 30, there can be 40, there can be 50 also.
Yeah, top grandmasters. Yeah, but there's probably some deflation happening now. So there's less and less top 2700. There's deflation.
It's crazy, right?
There's deflation
In a
happening.
way. If like
It was
there are
expected because of the rules of like stopping farming rule would impact that everybody predicted deflation. Yeah, it's normal. You should look at the world ranking, then the rating number. But of course, yeah, you should look at that also in context of it's a context of different. Everybody has their own story. Yeah, everybody has their own age. Everybody has their own motivation. Like you say, Vicious Sir gone from the list now. But if he plays the game, he will
play
resurface.
Bundesliga soon.
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll come back. Yes,
he'll come
and
back.
I'll ask you if he's top 10 player, and I want you to look me in the eye, and say that Vicious Sir is not a top 10 player. I
No,
want you
of
to say
course,
that.
if you don't play regularly, you can't be top 10. I mean, I've said this forever. Even for
Okay,
Magnus.
can we shut down this channel? I'll call to Vicious Sir. Vicious Sir will make some calls. Just in the get copyright strikes, it will be finished.
No, with all
Sagar Shah cancelled.
with all the love and respect
No,
for all players, I
yeah,
think you have to play, right?
Yeah,
So-
no, but I mean, I said, okay, Vicious Sir is particularly, I mean, he's really a veteran of the game by now.
Yeah.
He is, but I think players age 35 or
I would even say that Magnus right now, if he doesn't play much, then perhaps we don't know what his strength is. So he has to play.
well, yeah, but he is firmly in top 1. I mean, with all due respect, like,
He played
as much as
Grenke right
anyone,
now.
I would hope.
He didn't win Grenke
Oh my
Open.
God, Magnus Carlsen finished third in the open tournament. Yeah. Oh no, let's panic now. What
No,
to do?
not panicking.
Okay,
anyway.
come on, sir. It's not even chess that he played. He was third and he was there hot and he was already complaining and he didn't play last round for a win. Like it's just, yeah, no, it's yeah. But okay,
What
Magnus is in top 10 for the next 50 years. Yeah, I think.
Not sure.
I think.
50.
50
Yeah, I
is
think
too
as long
much.
as he can
Maybe.
get up.
Agree.
Maybe 5 years, yeah?
No way.
I think even if Magnus loses his sight as a 100-year-old grandpa, yeah, I mean, he will blindfold be top 10. I mean, okay, not top 1, but top 10 he will be, yeah. So,
So
Now
I
the
have-
tournaments, can they start like 10 instead of 10 players, they're like 10-10. Like there are 20 players, 2 tournaments, and then 2-2 or 4-4 are qualifying.
you know, look,
would you
there's no
prefer-
need. There is no need. There's too many events for top players. Yeah, like sometimes you see Fabi's schedule. Yeah, Fabi is the kind of guy. Good example. He because he also doesn't. He has a lot of like time and energy. He usually accepts everything. Yeah, almost. Last time he skipped finally World Cup, but usually he accepts everything. If you want to look at the player schedule of top player, look at Fabi. Yeah, his
Or
calendar
Prague.
is. Oh, Prague, yeah. Their calendar is nuts, yeah. So I don't need more tournaments. I mean, at all. Like, I'm fine to skip a few. I'm not saying that we need more tournaments. I'm just telling you that this whole notion of, how can you say top 10 when there is clearly more top 10 players than top 10
No,
spots?
I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah.
But one last thing is that you, as a player, I think are evolving into someone who's getting more and more efficient with your time. That's what I get the sense that whatever time being someone who is doing various things, having a family, a father, a husband, plus running, like now you have a company.
You just said that after
Yeah.
we did the 2-hour stream, sir. That could be done in 20 minutes. I finished with time. I'm
No,
terrible,
but
sir.
the thing is here today, as on today, you didn't have a flight to
true,
take.
true,
So then this is maybe a decent use, efficient use. Perhaps I'm not saying maybe you could have spoken to your family, but I'm just saying like you are.
It makes me feel guilty now. Maybe you can spoke it to your children after they've been missing you for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so because we have to get clear from
Yeah, my kid's doing good. No
You
worries.
you would be looking forward to meeting them, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And they also growing always, and yeah, it's very funny. Like my daughter, she's very small, so she's like, maybe she's in some sense changing the most, right? Because the fastest, because the smaller the child, the faster, yeah, it changes. Yeah, she says some.
Did
some new
Danny
things.
follow the tournament?
Yeah. Danny very optimistic.
Very-
Always calls me very enthusiastic, and it's so funny because he's a very rational kind of logical kind of kid, and but he really wants to support also. So he has this side to him where he's calling full of enthusiasm and support. He's like, Dad, I'm sure you can do it. You just have to win tomorrow, and I know you can do it. And then Sindarov, he's maybe tired. He will maybe lose, and then he'll lose to Wei Yi. You should tell Wei Yi by that he should try to beat Sindarov, and then you'll play tiebreak and you'll crush him. I know you can do this. I'm sure. I think I'm quite sure you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do this. Good like that. He can't with a straight conscience tell because he understands it's not likely. Yeah? He is already big. He understands how it works. He sees results. He knows who goes on a streak. But he tells me I'm quite sure. Yeah, you probably can do this. Yeah, you probably can do this. So I followed. It was a lot of fun for sure.
Amazing. Yeah, Anish, thank you for doing this. I think we were almost going to hit the 3-hour mark, but we did not.
Imagine if I would win this tournament like that. We would go on for 7 hours straight. Luckily, at least I didn't win.
And imagine if you become a world champion.
Oh my God! The 48-hour marathon on ChessBase India. ChessBase India-thon.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
You have to come.
Now the closing ceremony will begin, so Anish will go and get his prize.
Hopefully he'll go at some point. Yeah, luckily he has to go, otherwise never end. Okay, guys, all the best for ChessBase India circuit on YouTube, and follow ChessBase India channel if you want to win the circuit.
Bye.